He is vice president of the Conscientious Fishermen Organization, which aids in preserving the local fishing holes and ponds for future generations. He was a participant in the Habitat Community Services Award for keeping local ponds and parks free of trash. His future plans are to pursue a degree in mechanical engineering or wildlife management. Matthew Abelino. Now introducing number 20, Braxton Brawley, being escorted by Steve and Angie Brawley. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is being in the presence of Coach Davis all the time. He is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, I Am Second, Circle of Friends, and National Honor Society. He was voted most funny guy in the senior class, and for 2013-2014 Circle of Friends Friend of the Year. His future plans are attending the University of A&M, then attending theological seminary to train to become a pastor. Number 20, Braxton Brawley. Now introducing number 5, Connor DeYear, being escorted by Daniel and Janet DeYear. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is stealing home against Flower Mound. He is a member of the National Honor Society, Student Council, co-leader of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, Journey to Dream, Spanish National Honor Society, and Rowdy President. His future plans are to attend Texas A&M University to study business. Number 5, Connor DeYear. Now introducing number 6, Sam Flood, being escorted by Paul and Tracy Flood along with Megan. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is playing a game at the ballpark in Arlington. He is a proud member of the Circle of Friends. He was voted best looking guy on the baseball team. His future plans are to attend the University of Arkansas and major in finance. Number 6, Sam Flood. Now introducing number 7, Derek Hester, being escorted by Pat and Karen Hester. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is beating Marcus last year after a long rain delay. As well as playing baseball for the Hawks for the last 4 years, Derek proudly played basketball for the Hawks for 3 seasons. His future plans include attending college and majoring in business. Number 7, Derek Hester. Now introducing number 18, Brandon Kozlowski, being escorted by Randy and Janet Kozlowski along with Ashlyn. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is Coach Davis yelling at me not to check swing on the 3-1 count during my at-bat. His future plans are to attend Texas A&M in the fall, where he will study engineering. Number 18, Brandon Kozlowski. Now introducing number 14, Blake McCown, being escorted by Mike and Gayla McCown along with Trent. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is when Coach didn't make him run triangles. He is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes and a member of the Student Council. He was voted class favorite, most school-spirited, and was also ruckus and rowdy leader. His future plans are to attend college and study criminal justice with the intent of becoming a Texas State Trooper. Number 14, Blake McCown. Now introducing number 17, Drew Roth, being escorted by Bob Roth and Peggy Christensen. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is going to Whataburger after a big win with the team. He was recognized as the Utility Player of the Year for district. His future plans are to attend the university and get a degree in engineering. Number 17, Drew Roth. Now introducing number 10, Matthew Rodriguez, being escorted by Andrew and Maria Rodriguez, along with Natalie and Madeline. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is when Braxton got stuck under the batting cages. He is a member of the Circle of Friends. He is on the AB honor roll. His future plans, he will attend Arkansas, majoring in business. Number 10, Matthew Rodriguez. Now introducing number 8, Travis Stone, being escorted by Steve and Lisa Stone, along with Austin. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is winning 3 straight home games on walk-off wins being named Freshman of the Year and winning district. He is a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. He is honored to be the first team All-District in 2011, first team All-District 2013, Pitcher of the Year and team MVP in 2013. His future plans are to attend Stephen F. Austin University and continue his education and baseball career. Number 8, Travis Stone. Now introducing number 4, Jordan Vanderhayden, being escorted by Tom and Hetty Vanderhayden. His favorite Hebron baseball memory is hitting a bomb off of Matt Rodriguez. He is a member of the Student Council, Young Men's Service League, and Circle of Friends. He's honored to be in the A Honor Roll for all 4 years and also receiving the Community Service Award for 100-plus hours served. His future plans are to attend the University of Oklahoma and study industrial engineering. Ladies and gentlemen, number 4, Jordan Vanderhayden. Now to introduce the rest of our Hebron Hawks. Number 2, Alec Davis. Number 3, Evan Alexander. Number 15, Jared Bajani. Number 21, Caleb Sauter. Number 22, Lane Moore. Number 24, Austin Stone. Playing right field, number 23, Derek Mueller. Left field, number 13, Justin Rath. Third base, number 16, Michael Newstifter. Center field, number 11, Zach Deloach. First baseman, number 14, Blake McCown. Second baseman, number 1, Josh Abelos. Catcher, number 29, Ross Lau. Now introducing Flower Mound. Number 1, Ryan Schneider. Number 4, Alec Polo. Number 6, Parker Murphy. Number 10, Sean Holhouse. Number 8, Darren Arnold. Number 12, Thomas Lauer. Number 16, Seth Jordan. Bailey Champagne. Number 17, Thomas Jeffries. Number 20, Chad Harris. Number 21, Eric Gion. 23, Stefan Stefkovic. Number 14, Austin Wagner. Number 24, Kyle Johnston. Number 19, Jamison Hanna. Number 26, Nick Thornquist. Center field, number 9, Connor Warnhanen. Left field, number 18, Skylar Cox. Catcher, number 5, Mitch Andrews. First base, number 25, Sean Waymer. Third base, number 3, Tim Millard. Second base, number 2, Noah Hill. Designated hitter, number 7, Ryan Flong. Shortstop, number 13, Casey Jacobson.
They must have the whole...
Right field, number 19, Hannah.
They must have it folded over.
Now we would like for everyone to please stand and remove your caps for the honoring of God and our country by singing of the national anthem. We are pleased to have a special guest joining us this evening for the singing of our national anthem. I would like to introduce Miss Kelsey Lewis. She is 19 years old, Texas singer-songwriter from the Dallas-Fort Worth area. She has been singing and performing since the age of 16. It was the age of 13 when she truly discovered her love and passion for songwriting. Since that time, she has written a volume of different songs ranging from love, life, and lessons learned along her journey. She released her debut album, Beautiful View, in July 2013. It's available on iTunes and Amazon. Please help me welcome Miss Kelsey Lewis.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets break there, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts. Games in 8 days. That is all that is left of the 2014 high school baseball regular season. And things absolutely do not get any easier for any of the teams vying for a playoff spot in District 5-5A. Tonight, the Hebron Hawks are at home. They come in tied for third place. And if the playoffs started today, they would be in postseason competition. Problem for the Hawks is they have 3 games left against 3 of the toughest opponents in the district. For the Flower Mound Jaguars, meanwhile, after a big win Tuesday night against Louisville, tonight they're going up against one of the best pitchers in the district. Still looking for one more win to guarantee and cement their place in the postseason in 2014. It's a dynamite showdown of 2 of the best pitchers in the district as Travis Stone and the Hebron Hawks take on B.J. Myers and the Flower Mound Jaguars. And it's coming your way next on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome here to Hawks Field. Thomas Lee, joined by Ryan Mueller, the Dr. Alex Sterling as well. Want to thank you for making us part of your special Thursday night edition of high school baseball here on Champion Sports Radio and CSR TV. Well, we got the gang back together. The number one broadcast team is in full effect as we're ready for what could be the best game left of the season, as Travis Stone and his 1.08 earned run average going up against B.J. Myers with a minuscule 0.51. I don't know, partner. It's going to be tough for any of these bats, no matter how talented they are, to put the ball into play against these 2 dynamic pitchers.
Well, this should be a playoff-like atmosphere tonight with, as you said, 2 of the best hurlers in North Texas going toe-to-toe. And what that means for both teams is they've got to dial it in. They have to maintain their focus and really and truthfully avoid any mistakes tonight. That's really, I think, the key. And the problem with that, you put that much pressure on yourself, sometimes you can tense up, you get a little over anxious, maybe you try a little bit too hard. So it's really a fine line. I know that, there's still a couple of games left in the season, but if you want to get yourself ready right now is the way to do it, facing guys like B.J. Myers and Travis Stone.
It's going to be awful tough tonight for these two teams. We're going to see who can scratch and claw. The last time that these two teams played with these two pitchers on the mound, the lone difference was back-to-back two-out base hits by the Jaguars. Connor Wanhanen with a single. He stole second. Noah Hill drove him home with the base knock. And that was all the scoring in the entire contest. A bunch of other hits scattered amongst the rest of the contest. So tonight the margins are as small as they can possibly be. Every pitch, the whole game could hinge on each and every offering to the plate. Tonight, the Hebron Hawks 18-10-1 overall, 6-5 in 5-5A in the playoffs if the playoffs were to begin today. And they feature their ace, Travis Stone, the 6-foot, 180-pound senior. Fastball, sinker, slider, changeup. The Submariner is ready. Here's the first pitch on the outside corner for strike one. Stone on the year, a 5-3 record. He has 2 saves, a 1.08 earned run average. In 52 innings coming in, he has surrendered 39 base hits, 15 runs, but only 8 of them earned. 10 walks against 39 strikeouts. He has hit 5 batters, but opponents only hitting 200 against the senior righty, the son of the head coach, Travis Stone. 1-1 pitch. In there for strike 1 and 2 the count. Danny Wallace in his second year at Flower Mound as the Jaguars at 19-8-1 overall, 7-4. Lone position there, second in the district. Not tied with anybody, but 2 games behind Marcus for the championship. Pitch is swung on and fouled off. Wanhanen stays alive. Here is the lineup that Coach Wallace will trot out tonight. Connor Wanhanen, the center fielder, leading thing off at the plate with a 1-2 count. Skylar Cox, the left fielder, will be batting second. Batting third in the lineup, Mitch Andrews, catching tonight. The pitch dives in, taken for a ball. 2-2 now the count. Middle third of the order, batting fourth, the first baseman, Sean Weimer. Third baseman, Tim Millard, batting fifth. Batting sixth, Noah Hill, the second baseman. Bottom third of the order, the designated hitter, Ryan Sloma, is batting seventh. Batting eighth, Casey Jacobson, the shortstop. And batting ninth, Jamison Hanna, the right fielder. So again, Wanhanen, Cox, and Andrews, the top third of the order. Middle third, Weimer, Millard, and Hill. Bottom third of the order, Sloma, Jacobson, and Hanna to face off against Stone. Payoff pitch, Wanhanen swings and fouls this one back up and out of play. And this is a pretty epic at-bat between 2 guys who are the best of friends. They play together in summer league ball. They spend the night at each other's house all the time. These 2 guys know each other better than anybody on these 2 teams. Payoff pitch, grounded. Left side of the infield, 2 hops is Newsnifter. Throws across. And they're about a half a step ahead of Wanhanen racing down the base pass. 5-3 if you're scoring at home. And that's the first out, but what a battle, an 8-pitch affair from Stone to Wanhanen.
And Travis knows him so well, especially when he's at the plate. He knows to keep things on the outside half. Because Connor has great bat speed, he'll turn on one. He loves to do that. And so good job by Travis to keep things on the outer half of the plate.
So up steps the sophomore, Skylar Cox, 5'10", 165-pounder. 571 average for the youngster. As he has 4 base hits in 7 at-bats coming into this plate appearance here. Has driven in a run this year and got a pair of stolen bases as well. 2-0 pitch from Stone. On the inside corner for a strike. Defensively for the Hebron Hawks, Justin Rath is in left field. Zach Deloach is in center. Derek Mueller, no relation, in right field. Pitch is swung on, and Cox fouls that one off of his ankle. Count is even 2 balls and 2 strikes. At third, Michael Newsnifter. Drew Roth is the shortstop. Josh Abelos at second. The first baseman, Blake McCown. Behind the plate, Ross Lau and Travis Stone. Again on the mound with a 2-2 count on the 2-hole hitting Skylar Cox. Great sweeping motion there. That slider misses outside, and the count is full for the second consecutive batter. Payoff pitch from Stone. Fought off. Overcast night here at Hawks Field.
with very non-baseball-like temperatures. I'm sure not complaining, but it will be nice to get some baseball weather here before long. Slider misses outside. It's a base on balls. And a one-out base runner for the Jaguars here in the top of the first.
Number 5,
Travis,
Andrews.
one of the best at working both sides of the plate. I talked about how he focused a lot of attention on the outer half against Connor Wanhanen, and here for Skylar Cox. He works both sides, goes in tight on him, and then the couple of pitches that just were a little bit outside. So try to work back and get that outside half.
First pitch breaks away from the right-handed swinging Mitch Andrews for ball one. Andrews, the catcher, headed to Sam Houston next year. 6 foot, 195-pound senior with a .366 average coming in. 2 long bombs, 16 driven in, and even a pair of stolen bases when he's playing first base. 1-0 pitch stays inside. Now it's a 2-0 count. 61 degrees right now. May drop a few more degrees before all is said and done, but again, more like playoff football weather than it is almost playoff baseball weather here tonight. Catches that one at the knees on the outside corner for strike one.
And you notice that Travis, his motion, he pitches off the stretch all the time, so even when the bases are clean, really not any different when a base runner is on in terms of his mechanics, his approach to the plate.
2-1 pitch. Stone checks the runner. Deals home. Fooled Andrews there. The count is now even, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I see so much more overhand delivery at the high school level and pretty much all the way around, but you will have that, as you call the kind of the sidearm submarine delivery that he has, and that can kind of throw you off as a batter.
This one put into play, back up through the box. Abelos fields it, steps on the bag, throws over, not in time, but they do retire the lead runner. It's a fielder's choice, 4 unassisted. Cox retired off the base paths. Now 2 gone here in the first inning.
First baseman, number 25.
As Chad Paris will be the courtesy runner for the catcher, Andrews on first base. And Sean Weimer, the first baseman, will step to the plate.
A good job to get the lead runner and just stay with the ball. Talked about how tight it's going to be for both teams defensively. They want to support their number one on the mound, and it's a nice play by Abelos to stay in front of it and get it on a hop.
First pitch to Weimer, can't find the zone. 1-0 the count. Paris, who's coming as the courtesy runner, 22 stolen bases on the year. Going for another one. This swung on to the hole. Takes Roth to his knees as his cleats got caught up. Again, there's been some moisture here today. So the field, I'm not going to say it's in perfect condition. And right there, it seemed like the cleats got caught up underneath Roth's legs. And all hands are safe.
And that's the right decision. Don't force anything. A couple more seconds, and, Sean Weimer's going to get there. So good decision by Drew Roth just to eat it.
So Weimer gets a hit, and up steps Tim Millard, takes first pitch for strike one. Millard, the 6 foot, 200-pound senior, headed to DBU. The third baseman batting .306 on the year, 10 driven in. RBI opportunity with Paris on second and Weimer on first. Gets a pitcher like Stone. It's going to take a clutch 2-out hit to be able to scratch a run across. Same can be said when BJ takes the mound here in the home half of the inning.
And I know that Coach Wallace has got to be pleased here in the early going to get 2 ducks on the pond and then have that heart of the order come up.
Yeah, it's a piece of it to foul it back. Millard down the count 1-2.
With Tim hitting over 300, he knows the chance that he has right now. I'm going to try to disrupt the rhythm of Travis Stone. Now's the time to do it if you're Flower Mountain. You have to pay close attention to where that outside pitch that Travis throws is.
Turn around, throw back. Paris dives into the bag. Abelos applies the tag, but a half second after, Paris's hand hits second.
I definitely had noticed for Flower Mountain, Thomas, that it's a much more relaxed
Jaguar team at the plate in the second half of district play. And that's what you want when it tense up too much.
Runner takes off. Throw down the third in time. The tag is applied. Great play by Newstifter to tag out Paris trying to steal.
So 1 hit, 1 left on, no runs.
And that will do it
Score. Hawks 0,
for the first
Jaguars
inning.
0.
No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 man left. 1 half inning in the books. Jaguars scoreless. Hawks coming to that for the first time after these messages on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow at Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter at Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
The Jaguars threaten in the top half of the first, but unable to plate a run. Nice pitching by Travis Stone and great defense shown by Ross Lowe as Paris is caught stealing to end the inning. So we shift gears now, and Hebron will bat for the first time here in this contest. Give you 1 through 9, and who's on the mound for the Jags? Here's Thomas Lee.
First up for the Hawks, right fielder.
B.J. Myers will take the mound tonight for the Jaguars, a 6-foot, 190-pound senior. Headed to West Virginia. Fastball, slider, changeup. They're all great pitches. If you have to pick one that makes him special, though, I'm going with the slider. When it is on, he is nearly unhittable. 6-1 on the year for Myers, a .51. That's right, 0.51 earned run average. 11th appearances coming into tonight's ball game. He's thrown 41 in the third innings. Surrendered just 20 base hits, 9 runs, only 3 of them earned, 8 walks against 59 strikeouts. Young man has hit 3 batters, though. Unbelievable stuff, unbelievable line, and a great pitcher for the Jaguars tonight going up against this Hebron attack. First pitch stays high for ball 1. Steve Stone in his 14th year at Hebron, the only baseball coach the Hawks have ever known. 355 wins, 306 losses. Former TCU Horned Frog. Starting the following lineup tonight. Derek Mueller, the right fielder, is leading it off. And he is ahead in the count, 2-0. Make that 3 balls and no strikes. Batting second, the left fielder, Justin Raff. Third baseman, Michael Newstifter, is batting third in the lineup. That's your top 3 you will see here in the first. Myers goes after him, right down central for a strike. Middle third, the pitcher Travis Stone will be batting fourth in the cleanup spot. Batting fifth, Drew Roth, the shortstop. And the center fielder, Zach DeLoach, batting sixth. Grounder right to the bag, easy play for Weimer.
Next up for the Hawks,
3 unassisted as he was standing on the bag, I think, when he actually fielded the ball for the quick out. The first out here in the first is Mueller is retired.
Yeah, that is up near the letters, too. That ball, fastball rising in the zone, and Mueller had to fight it off. It went off, near the handle of the bat, and that's where you've got to pay close attention. As you said, keep your focus. Weimer right there.
In steps Justin Raff, who thought he got hit by a pitch. Home plate umpire said, "No, sir, come back here and pick up your bat." So that'll be ball 1 of the at-bat. Completing the lineup for you, bottom third of the order, Brandon Kovzlowski, the designated hitter, is batting 7th. Batting 8th is Blake McCown, the first baseman. And second baseman Josh Abelos batting 9th. So again, Mueller retired on a ground ball to first. Rath at the plate right now. Newstifter
in the on-deck circle. Middle third, Stone, Roth, and Deloach. Bottom third of the order, Kovslowski, McCown, and Avalos. The 2-0 pitch is in there for a strike, 2-1 the count. This is the lineup for Steve Stone and the Hebron Hawks tonight against B.J. Myers and the Jaguars. 2-1 breaks. Not quite into the zone. Count is now 3-1. And it's kind of a tight strike zone to start out the evening. Fastball swung on and lifted to left field. Coming in. Cox first thought it was going to tail a little more to his right. He was able to plant, move forward. Not a full-out dive, but goes down to his knees to make the catch. It's the second out here in the first.
What's going to make it difficult for these Hebron hitters is B.J. Myers' slider. You mentioned that pitch, and what makes it tough is the late movement that's on it. You know, if you're a pitcher up there and you throw the slider, sometimes pitchers will guide the pitch. Well, B.J. Myers really knows how to throw that slider, and it's got that late zip. But, you know, you got to turn loose if it's anywhere near the plate. That happened to be a fastball, and it was drilled by Justin Rath, and great catch by Cox.
So up steps Michael Neustifter, the 6'2", 195-pound sophomore third baseman. .395 average, 4 homers on the year. Those are the entirety for Hebron as a team as he lifts this one to right field. Jamison Hanna is underneath it, makes a catch. That'll do it for the first. A 1-2-3 inning for Myers as he sets down the Hawks in order. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. 1 inning in the books. We're still scoreless between Hebron and Flower Mound here on CSR TV. Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
And welcome back here to the campus of Hebron High School. Ryan Mueller, Thomas Lee, Alex Derling here. 5-5-8 contest that is scoreless after a frame. 1-2-3 inning there in the bottom of the first by B.J. Myers. Here in the top of the second, it'll be 5, 6, and 7. Tim Millard, Noah Hill, and Ryan Sloma handed off to the play-by-play expert, if you will, Thomas Lee.
Because the first ended with a caught stolen base attempt, Millard, who had a 2-2 count to end the first, steps back up with a clean bill. Now worked it ahead 2-0 against Stone. Pitch is swung on, shot back to the screen, 2-1 the count. So 4 free pitches for Millard, as if he hasn't seen Stone enough in his career. The Millard, Hill, and Sloma do up here in the second. Swung on, stays just in front of the plate. Nice job getting out there by Lau. Picks it up and throws down to McCown at first.
Next up for the Jaguars, second baseman, number 2.
2-3. You don't often write that very often, but catcher to first baseman for the first out, ground out here in the second.
Yeah, calm, cool, and collected. Ross Lowe elevated that throw a little bit, but that's why you appreciate Blake McCown over on first base, the high extension and plucking it out of the air.
Especially the way that Lau got this mask off so quickly and was able to jump out there. That was always the part that I had difficulty with as a catcher myself. I don't have cat-like reflexes. The first pitch is swung on by Noah Hill, fouled back to the screen for strike one. Hill, 5'9", 175-pound junior, second baseman. 260 average, driven in 9 on the year. Takes curveball outside for a ball, 1-1 the count. That one stays high and outside. 2-1 now the count. These pitchers, a lot of times when you're a high school pitcher and you're a dominant force, the officials know that. And they give you a little leeway. You may get some of the questionable calls on the outside. Tonight, though, it's the opposite. This is a small strike zone, and it's almost like the umpire's saying, hey, you guys are so good, prove it. We're going to shrink this thing down to a postage stamp. You still got to execute and get guys out. Here's a 3-1. Turned on it. Hill chops it foul over the third base side. Count is full.
They know that both pitchers are so good, and they're trying to be extra careful as well, and that'll make you a little over anxious on the mound when you're not getting those calls right near the edge.
Again swung on, fouled off. Count will remain full to Noah Hill.
You got to do your best not to get frustrated because you throw a pitch you think is in there and umpire doesn't give it to you. Now all of a sudden you've fallen behind in the count and then may give up a base hit and say, oh, well, it would have been 1-2 and it was 2-1 and I felt like I had to throw this pitch instead. Plays with your mind a little bit.
Payoff pitch swung on to third. New Stifter up with it. The cannon over to first. 5-3 ground out. Hill is retired on a ground ball to third for the second out in the inning. This half inning brought to you in part by Raising Cane's on Main Street in Louisville and in Flower Mound on FM 407. They love to support Jaguar baseball. Their one love is cooked-to-order chicken finger meals along with the unique Raising Cane secret sauce. Lupe Villarreal, the managing partner, gives back to the community because it's the right thing to do. If you're looking for ways to raise money for your organization, give Lupe a call. Raising Cane's on Main Street in Louisville and FM 407 in Flower Mound. Ryan Sloma steps up. First pitch is fouled back up and out of play. 0-1. Sloma, the 5'9", 175-pound senior designated hitter. 368 average on the year. 8 RBIs. Got a nice little story about Ryan, but we'll have to hold it for later in the game as this one is a two-hopper right to McCown at first. 3 unassisted. Sloma's retired, and that'll do it for the side here in the second. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Inning and a half in the books. Still scoreless between the Hawks and Jags here on Champion Sports Radio.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
We're scoreless here from Hawks Field. Heading to the bottom of the second, 4, 5, and 6. It's Travis Stone, Drew Roth, Zach DeLoach. Middle part of the order for the Hawks again. Home half of the second.
First pitch is swung on and lifted right into the glove of Jacobson. Stone hit it right on the number, just didn't get a lot on it. Just heard the thud in the ball and how heavy the air is here tonight. So a soft liner to the shortstop Jacobson, and Stone, the 6', 180-pound senior pitcher, who was batting .381, is retired. 1 pitch for the first out here in the second. Myers attacking Drew Roth, and can't quite find the zone. Roth, 6'1", 175-pound senior shortstop. .321 average, 15 driven in on the year. Swings at this one and fouls it back up and out of play over towards the softball field. First strike, one of the at-bat, 1-1 the count. I guess they call that a fair ball, as it must have hugged inside the chalk the entire time. Roth hustling down the line, but Andrews gets the mask off, makes the throw down. And just as I said, you don't have 2-3 very often on your scorecard. We've got 2 in 2 innings.
And that one, I think, went off the front lip of home plate and went into squipped right there near the left of the chalk, the left-handed batter's box. And again, it's whether you're Andrews or you're Lau, you got to be ready for anything. And a tight throw down to first by Andrews.
This half inning brought to you in part by Dilla's Quesadillas. They develop every recipe in-house and pick the freshest ingredients for every single one of their signature quesadillas. Quesadillas are what they do best, and they hope you agree every time you eat at Dilla's. You taste the effort that they put into every one of their primo quesadilla meals. Dilla's Quesadillas, a proud sponsor of Hebron Baseball.
The conversation, Thomas, between Zach DeLoach and Coach Stone, and I wonder if they're – it's hard to figure out B.J. Myers to begin with if you're standing at the plate, and you need all the extra help you can get. Perhaps Coach Stone saw something they could take advantage of.
Myers is ready to go and comes in high and tight. That's ball one. DeLoach, the 6', 170-pound freshman center fielder. 286 average, driven in 3, 4 stolen bases on the year. And I think a warning is being issued right now. Coach Stone's going to tell him come in and talk to the home plate umpire. I thought the conversation was just for me to talk about Dilla's Quesadillas. Give me time to read the sponsor. Evidently not. And now Stone is having a conversation with the home plate umpire. Meanwhile, Andrews heads to the mound, pulls the infield in to talk with Myers, and gives me an opportunity to tell you about Syracuse sausage, the best sausage in Texas. Get your own next Thursday or Friday night at the Mound and Flower Mound at the Jaguar concession stand. Jags want to thank Syracuse Sausage for a 5-year partnership, so don't leave next week's home games without getting your very own Syracuse sausage hot off the Jaguar grill. Set the defense for you for the Jaguars. Haven't done that yet. Skylar Cox is in left field. Connor Wanhanen in center. Jamison Hanna over in right. Around the infield, third baseman Tim Millard. The shortstop is Casey Jacobson. Noah Hill at second. The first baseman is Sean Weimer. And the battery features Mitch Andrews behind the plate and B.J. Myers on the mound.
It's funny, Coach Stone is having a long conversation trying to plead his case as to, you know, what Hebron was trying to do there, and you've got Coach Wallace over in the dugout for Flower Mound going, look,
I want a word.
My starter's out there, and he hasn't thrown a pitch in over 2 minutes, and I want to keep him loose, so let's hurry it up. But just as you say that, now he wants to have a word.
You know, it's funny because on Tuesday night, I think Louisville averaged 1 pitch every 2 minutes, and that was purposeful for Mike Campbell to slow things down against the Jaguar offense in a game that started 30 minutes before the Marcus game that you were calling. And I think that we hadn't even gone to the post-game show and you were already packed up and home. It was a long night. Pitch high and outside. 2-0 now the count to DeLoach as we're back to baseball. Only game in the district going on tonight right here. Just off the outside edge, 3 balls and no strikes to count. And what now kind of a lively crowd here at Hebron. DeLoach digs in, awaiting the 3-0 from Myers. Stays high and outside. 4-pitch walk. Just the 9th walk of the season issued by BJ.
I think our home plate umpire, that's an understatement, not calling anything, not giving anything close, because
That strike zone is ever so small. Wow.
So up steps Brandon Kozlowski, the 6'1", 200-pound senior designated hitter. As Myers has a great, especially for a right-hander, has a great pickoff move to first. The speedy Deloach able to get back to the dismay of the Jaguars. Umpires called him safe. So here's Kozlowski, 300 average, 5 driven in.
Here you go, PJ!
Deloach has 4 stolen bases on the year.
Deep breath, PJ. Blow it away right here.
Swung on, driven to center field. On Hanan, 5 steps to his right, makes the catch. Fly ball to center. The third out here in the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on a 4-pitch walk. And that'll put the second inning to bed. We're still scoreless between Flower Mound and Hebron. Third inning right after these messages on CSR TV. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShotboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShockboxDFW.com today. ShockboxDFW.com. When you need plumbing supplies, look no further than the Pittman Plumbing families. Whether you're a plumber, contractor, or homeowner, Pittman Plumbing Supply, P&G Plumbing Supply, or Texas Bath and Kitchen are ready to assist you with their expertise and over 30 years of industry knowledge. Pittman Plumbing Supply, a proud sponsor of Hebron Baseball. We head to the top of the third inning. Jags will be sitting 8-9-1. Jacobson, Hanna, and Juan Hanan to the plate. Face off against Stone, who's given up 1 hit and 1 walk through 2 innings. And here to describe all the action in this scoreless ball game to you, here's my partner, Ryan Mueller.
First pitch off the mark for Travis Stone, and second one, as you see, fouled off by Jacobson. Travis Stone, the right-handed hurler for the Hebron Hawks, guides it in there, and this is down for a base hit in right field. Leadoff single for Casey Jacobson here in the third.
Jacobson has been the shining example of the Jaguars' offense this season. He keeps putting the ball into play. He keeps hitting it hard, and it keeps getting hit right at the opposing fielders. But on Tuesday night, we saw him get a double on a Texas leaguer down the right field line. This time right here, just a great job of just taking the pitch and going with it outside, right down the line for a leadoff knock here in the third.
Some of those pitches by Travis on the outside half have been questionable just because of the tight strike zone call by the home plate umpire. So pitches that are coming inside, I think Jaguar hitters are more apt to swing, and Jacobson didn't turn that inside out. He's standing on first base with the single second hit of the night for the Jaguars, and it brings up Jamison Hanna. 0-1 comes in and hits him on the right thigh. The first time Travis Stone has hit a batter tonight. It's first and second, and top of the order time for Flower Mound.
Fielder number 9, Connor Wamhanen.
This is the opportunity that Coach Wallace has talked to me about a couple of times, both off-air before games and in post-game interviews. This is what he wants his team to start doing. You're getting guys on base, and they've done that thanks to a hit and a hit by a pitch. Now you've got arguably your best hitter hitting .411.
Great 5-tool baseball player out there. You just got to keep the foot on the pedal here. You can't let off at all. And these situations, they loaded the bases a couple of times against Louisville on Tuesday night later in the game and were not able to capitalize. So when they did it early in the second inning, that's when they scored the 4 runs, 4 of the 5 they had in the contest.
Check on Jacobson. He gets back to the bag.
And I love the play that they had on there. McCown's crashing in from first, expecting a bunt from Wanhanen. Didn't fool Casey Jacobson at second. He walked back to the bag as soon as he saw that because Abelos, the second baseman, was not wheeling over. Instead, he was going over to the bag and Stone threw back. So some gamesmanship going on here between these two teams, and they know each other so well. These are the types of things that will serve these two teams well in the playoffs, not so much in the throngs of district.
Wanhanen grounded out to third base in the first, and he'll lay one down here. Thinking about third, nice effort. And that'll be enough. Newstifter throws to Roth covering the bag, and they get the force out at third.
Next up for the Jaguars, left fielder, number 18, Skylar Cox.
I don't think I've ever written 5'6". That's about as strange as you could possibly have as a fielder's choice, but that's what it is. And a tremendous play there by Newstifter. His sophomore came in, and it's almost like he didn't know better that he shouldn't have gone there. It's such a close play, but was able to retire the lead runner. And that's huge for Stone and the Hawks as they try to get out of this scoring opportunity for Flower Mound.
Here is Skylar Cox, 2-hole hitter in the Jaguar lineup. Worked a walk in the first. In his second crack at Travis Stone. 1-0 on the way from the Hebron hurler. Right there at the knees, a ball and a strike. I love the decision by Coach Wallace. Kind of catch the Hawks off guard defensively. Not have expected a hitter like Connor Wanhanen to lay down a bunt. This is charging in Newstifter once again. Get the out at second, and airmails the one at first, and Flower Mound is going to have the first run of the contest. Jamison Hanna will cross the plate. It's a 1-0. No, excuse me. They're calling interference. So he's going to be out, and that'll do it. No runs in this half inning. There was a base hit. No errors. And a couple runners left on. Scoreless here from Hawks Field. We'll come back, and we'll have the bottom of the third for you here. 5-5A action between Hebron and Flower Mound after this on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
This half inning of baseball brought to you by the North Texas Little League, where the love of baseball begins. The official home of Little League Baseball for Carrollton, Farmers Branch, Irving, and Plano, and a proud sponsor of Hebron Hawks Baseball. We head to the bottom of the third inning after a little controversy to close the top half of the frame. Here in the bottom, we'll have 8, 9, and 1 for the Hebron Hawks. McCown, Abelos, Mueller face off against B.J. Myers, and here to describe all the action for you is Ryan Mueller.
Myers' first pitch, fastball swung on and
Missed by Blake McCown. Yeah, runner's interference, the call. So you had Newstifter, 5 unassisted for the second out, and then the throw to second base, and then the runner's interference call. There's the third out. So to clear all of that up, and what happened in the top half of the third, as this is a ground ball to Sean Weimer.
For your Hebron Hawks,
out number one.
Number 1, Josh Abelos.
This half inning also brought to you by DBAT Louisville, a premier climate-controlled baseball and softball academy with 10 cages and a fully stocked pro shop. Stop by the academy tomorrow with your ticket from tonight's game and receive 75 free pitches from one of 3 pitching machines. Visit their website for more information. DBAT, that's DBATLouisville.com.
Strike to Josh Abelos, number 9 hitter in the Hebron lineup. Has his first look here in the third at B.J. Myers and in an 0-2 hole. Punch out of Abelos. First K of the night for B.J. Myers.
Derek Mueller.
You know, for 2 pitchers that came in with nearly 100 strikeouts total combined, that's the first one we have here in the bottom of the third inning. It just shows you the strike zone that is being consistently called by the home plate umpire. I don't want anyone to misunderstand what we're saying thus far, but it's been consistently. It's just consistently small compared to what we're used to seeing.
0-1 right at the knees. Now 0-2 on Derek Mueller. We said that runs would be hard to come by because of both pitchers on the mound tonight. Well, apparently also with our officiating crew as well. We may be here for a long time the way this game is going. That one is fouled off. Nice job to stay alive by Mueller. Derek with the 3 unassisted. Swing and a miss at that one, and second K now for Myers. That'll do it for the home half of the third inning. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. The second 1-2-3 inning for B.J. Myers. And we'll head to the fourth frame of the contest. Jaguars, they're coming to bat after these messages on CSR TV.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Head down to the top of the fourth inning. Still scoreless. Hawks, Jaguars here on CSR TV. Here in the fourth, 3, 4, and 5 for the Jaguars due up. Andrews, Weimer, Millard face off against Travis Stone. And here to describe all the action for you is Ryan Mueller.
The first pitch to Mitch Andrews is low and in tight. Flower Mound catcher trying to reach base for the second time tonight. Did reach on a fielder's choice in the first. Comes up empty. That big swing there. Now a ball and a strike. Travis Stone, through 3 innings, has just given up 2 Jaguar hits. Walked and hit a batter. Another one trying to run inside, and that one near the legs of Mitch Andrews.
I had this conversation with myself on Tuesday night during the Louisville game of
how the bats have changed so much. It's nearly impossible, unless a perfect situation brings itself to fruition, to hit a home run. I mean, really, truthfully, the bats are so dense, you just can't get the pop on the ball, and it's all in the name of player safety, and I have no problem with that. But I still remember the home run that Mitch hit against Denton Ryan. It was just a towering shot to left field. It just puts that in better perspective. When you do see a home run, you do see a ball hit hard.
Vaseline ball there, and Drew Roth has it, and he will throw across. And that is in time. 6-3 on the putout. And one gone in the Jaguar fourth.
This FNA brought to you in part by Point of Origin Design, your one-stop shop for all your apparel, promotional, event, or team uniform needs. They offer a wide variety of imprintable and embroidered products. With competitive pricing and quality work, you can't go wrong with Point of Origin Design. Visit pointoforigindesign.com for more information.
Fouled off by Sean Weimer. Cleanup hitter for the Jags, singled there in the first, and get a second opportunity here against Travis Stone. Right at the knees. Perfect pitch by Travis. He gets that right at the bottom half of the zone. Weimer won't chase that one.
See some young men just filing in. Mentioned this is the only district game of the night. I think part of the Louisville team is here. And, of course, they are fighting tooth and nail with Hebron and Coppell for one of those 4 playoff spots out of the district. Right now, Flower Mound is up a couple of games on Louisville, swept the Farmers, so that puts them in very good position. A win tonight would all but assure them a playoff appearance here in 2014. Hebron, meanwhile, has the toughest road of any of the teams fighting for the playoffs. Is this third time through, you only play 4 of the 5 teams. The one team Hebron doesn't get to face, Denton Ryan.
Fought off at the plate, and Weimer stays alive with a 2-2 count. Pitch fouled off, and this is going to be, foul. Travis Stone with a nice hustle, though. It's really the kind of game that you and I love to see. The pitcher's duel, if you will. You and I are both National League guys. Don't like to see 16-14 up on the scoreboard that we sometimes see down in Arlington. This is a very tight contest as this is down for a base hit. The barrel of the bat. Sean Weimer's going to dig for 2. Throw coming in and off of the glove of Avalos. Nice job by Weimer to dig out that double. 1 out, 2 bagger. Sets it up for Tim Millard.
8th pitch of the at-bat. 8th pitch. He's fouled off 3 already. And it's like he knew what was coming. He saw that pitch, looked it right in, got the barrel of the bat of the ball, and just a sharply hit single to left center. And then the hustle. You see the athleticism of Weimer there, the junior, just motoring around first, never hesitated. Was really putting the impetus on the outfield of the Hawks to get the ball and get it in quickly. And then, of course, whoever's covering the bag at second, that time it happened to be Avalos, the second baseman, but putting a lot of pressure. Most people would expect it just to be a single for him to be standing over on first base, but could change the ball game. Play like that.
And the 6', 200-pound senior in Tim Millard. Tapped one right in front of home plate for Ross Lau to throw down to first. That was back in the second inning. And this is a ground ball into right field. They're going to wave around the runner. No. They're going to hold him up. Quickly back to the bag. This is going to be close. No, nice effort. New Stifter. That throw was offline. Almost like a wide receiver. Kind of leapt up and then plucked that out of the air. And that does save a run. So runners at the corners and 1 out after the single by Millard.
Great job by Tim taking that thing through the right side of the infield. At the moment there was contact made, McCown, the first baseman, went back to first, thinking it may be another one of those just little nubbers right in front of the plate, and he would have to be there to receive the throw from either the catcher or the pitcher, whether it was going to be Lau or Stone converging on it. Instead, that opened up a little bit of a window. It poked right through into right field. Then you see the competitive nature of Weimer. He took such a big turn at third. By the time he whipped his head around and found his coach, Coach Wallace had two hands up to the sky the whole time saying, stop, stop, stop. Weimer took such a big turn and thinking that Coach wanted him to be aggressive. Well, instead, then he had to really hustle back and slide in. And Hebron almost was able to pick him off the bag. But instead, this is a golden opportunity for the Jaguars, and the type of opportunity they did not capitalize on last inning when they got 2 on with nobody out. Now you got runners at the corners and the ability to score the first run of the ball game, even without the benefit of a base hit. This is the kind of execution Coach Wallace is looking for from his club. Conversely, for Hebron, this is the type of situations they have worked themselves out of with regularity throughout the season, and that's why they're tied for third in the district right now.
I also think now here in the fourth inning that Flower Mound's, they're a little more aggressive at the plate. Those pitches that Stone's putting on the outside corner, whether they're hitting or not, I think that Flower Mound's going after to try to put it in play instead of being more patient and try to work the count. And it has paid dividends with runners at the corners and just 1 out. So we'll see how Travis responds to this. I mentioned off the stretch is what he likes, his motion he likes to come to the plate with, and no different here as he'll face Noah Hill. So Sean Weimer on third, and it's Tim Allard at first. The Jaguars' second baseman at the plate in Noah Hill. Time is called.
Actually, pinch runner and Alec Pollock is running over on first base for Millard. I saw Coach Wallace make a change. I just was trying to figure out what that change was, and instead it is a pinch runner over at first base. Millard, of course, will re-enter next inning when he comes in at third base.
Stone looking after the outside part of the plate. Bunt is laid down, squeezes on, and everybody's safe. Jaguars have the first run of the contest, a beautifully laid bunt by Noah Hill. 1-0 Jags here at the top of the fourth.
Just got done talking about it. You've got to take advantage of these opportunities, and right there, a little bunt was put down. It was almost a suicide squeeze as Weimer just took off on contact. And I think Stone knew that and was really trying to hustle and collect it and make something happen. And there just wasn't time. Great job. Great speed shown by Noah, beating it down the line, too. But this is where I expect Travis Stone to collect himself, come back, and try to slam the door shut on this scoring opportunity here in the fourth.
Pitch is a little high and outside to Ryan Sloma. 7-hole hitter is up with first and second and still 1 out. Sloma grounded right to first base an inning ago. This is going to get down for a base hit into center field. The go sign is on for Pollock. Here comes the throw. It's offline. 2-0 Jags.
Jaguars being aggressive and paying off right there. Sloma had a great double down the left field line Tuesday night against Louisville. And, of course, folks, you can always follow us on Twitter at Champion Sports. Well, I'm a big Twitter junkie myself, and I found a former Jaguar talking about Sloma's big hit, and he tweeted out, Cody Gunter, that is, tweeted out Ryan Sloma with the slash double down the line, attaboy, #GoJags. And I started thinking about it, and I was like, well, that's interesting. And Cody Gunter is doing that. Come to find out, Cody and Ryan are cousins, and Ryan, meanwhile, replied to that tweet with, well, they were your gloves, buddy. Thanks for letting me borrow them. So Cody's still
vicariously producing for the Jaguars here as he's down in Florida in the minor leagues.
Showing bunt instead of throw over to third to check on the runner. Almost bear hugged. New Stifter almost bear hugged the base runner over there. That is Noah Hill. Showing bunt again, and everybody, of course, charging in. It'll be off the plate. Oh, excuse me. Right there on the outside half. 0-1 the count to Casey Jacobson, 6 foot, 175-pound junior. 1 for 1 in the game.
Coach Stone knowing that runs are going to be at a premium in this contest, and Jags have already played at 2 here in the 4th. He's bringing the infield in, trying to keep the run from scoring with only 1 out. There's not much of a forced play to be made.
See the huge lead taken at second base. This is swung on. Jacobson's going to have a pair here. 2 more Jags cross the plate. An RBI single for Casey Jacobson, and it's now 4-0 Flower Mound.
One of my favorite things to do as a player was to show bunt, pull it back, and just hack away. And when the infield is in like that, it opens up more holes. Jacobson just lasered that thing back up through the box, and Abelos just a diving, all-out effort, just couldn't quite get there to knock down the ball. And just like that, a big 2-run knock for Jacobson. And I think you could see it in the camera, too. Ryan Sloma, that young man was hustling around third when he saw that go sign. He was running hard to the plate to make sure there wasn't a play and he wasn't going to get thrown out. But this is the type of inning the Jaguar coaching staff has been waiting for this team to produce, being patient at the plate, taking your opportunities when they present themselves, and this is how they're going to have to play if they're going to get into the postseason and make a lot of noise.
Sloma, even before Stone came set off the stretch, Sloma was halfway between second and third because the infield was so far in.
You have a lot of liberties because everything's in front of you. You're over there in second, you just keep going. You keep walking over. If they turn and throw, there's no way they're going to make it happen.
A 1-1 count at the plate for the 9-hole hitter, Jamison Hanna. Hit by the pitch in the third. Try to lay one down and unsuccessful. Count is now 1-2.
This half inning brought to you in part by AOS Engineering, a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball, a commercial, mechanical, electrical, and plumbing engineering firm based in Plano. AOS Engineering is registered in multiple states and provides engineering services for multiple types of projects. Visit them online at aos-engineering.com to see how they can help you on your next project. AOS, providing exceptional engineering services without compromising integrity.
A punch out of Jamison Hanna. Strikeout looking first of the night for Travis Stone. Jaguars have 7 hits in this ball game, Thomas. 5 of them have come here in the 4th inning. And, of course, all 4 runs with a 4-0 lead. It's been a big inning for the Jags, to say the least, and Travis Stone trying to get out of it. Connor Wanhanen, now the batter, at the top of the order, will come to the plate. First pitch, a ball. Second outside as well, 2-0.
Of course, Steve Stone, the head coach of Hebron. Horned Frog himself, he and Brian Brazel, the football coach and athletic coordinator here at Hebron. College buddies, and they're going to enjoy watching Connor Wanhanen play for TCU next year, that's for sure.
It's a special talent, it really is. And I know you and I have argued about Connor's spot in the lineup, if you will. More times than not, we've seen him in that number 1 slot. I've seen him a few times in the number 3 spot, trying to figure out where he's most effective. Well, he's effective anywhere he is in the lineup. There's a big swing and a miss there to make it 2-2, and taking off is Casey Jacobson, and he'll have second base.
Casey's first stolen base of the season. Tip of the cap to him. And this conversation, I'm going to start this out by saying if this was a 9-inning game, I would 100% support him being in the 3 hole.
But with 7 innings, I want him to have as many at-bats as possible, and that's why I think I would have him in the leadoff spot just like Coach Wallace does.
Hit by the pitch. Runners now at first and second, 2 out. And to your point, you go back to the third inning. Jaguars have the bottom part of the order up. It's 8-9-1. Single by Jacobson. Hannah gets on via the hit by pitch. So now you have first and second, and guess who's up? It's Juan Hanan. Of course, he ended up laying down a bunt. But still, I see your point there. As many at-bats, that's what Coach Wallace wants for Connor Juan Hanan. As this is deep in the box at second base, Obolus will have to hurry, and he does have it in time. Bat around the order here in the fourth inning. 4 runs scored in this half inning by the Jags. They do it on the benefit of 5 base knocks. No errors in that half inning. 2 runners left on base. All right. It's Jaguars 4, Hebron Hawks nothing. We'll head to the bottom half of the fourth inning. Come back for more baseball after this on Champion Sports Radio.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the #1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Four 4-0 Jaguars take a lead in the top of the fourth. We head now to the bottom of the fourth inning. And the Hebron Hawks will try to answer, and they will do it with 2, 3, and 4 spots coming up. Rath, Newstifter, and Stone, 2, 3, and 4 due up against Myers. And the Jaguars with 5 consecutive base hits, plating 4 runs, and have taken control of this one. Myers back out there, and here to describe the action for you is Ryan Mueller.
The first pitch is the big hook from B.J. Myers, and it misses. Comes right back with the fastball and gets it 1-1 now the count to Justin Rath. And Myers will fall behind now 2-1. Rath back in the first, lifted one that was caught by Skylar Cox and left. Good eye by Justin Rath as he lays off and works a hitter's count 3-1. Yeah, strike call right at the knees as Rath is going to show up, our home plate umpire. Quickly trot back and pick up his bat. Payoff pitch upcoming.
Should have had Pete Nielsen come out tonight and be our Jim Knox walking around with the wireless mic, because I'd love to ask him right now about, as an official himself in his previous life, what his mindset is like, and a kid runs off down to first base when you're sitting there calling a strike, you know?
We did a game, Thomas, earlier this year, and his comment after that happened was, you better swing at whatever's coming to the plate because it's going to be a wide strike zone. Shortstop, Jacobson, throws on to first, and this one gets off of the glove of Sean Weimer.
Now batting for your Hawks.
And I believe that is going to be E6 as Jacobson's throw was offline.
This half inning brought to you in part by Office Resource Group. At Office Resource Group, their mission is to create workspaces promoting collaborative, highly productive work environments exceeding their customers' expectations. Their success is based on helping their customers create a space that is efficient, appealing, and assisting them in making the most educated and cost-effective decision for their company. Office Resource Group, proud sponsor of Hebron Baseball.
So runner on first. For the first time, the Hawks have the leadoff hitter on base tonight. Newstifter is at the plate now for Hebron. Popped out in the first to end that frame in right field. Going to go after that moving slider there by B.J. Myers and fouls it off. 1-1.
This Hebron lineup is not a – well, it's not the Murderers Row Yankees, to be sure, but if there is one guy that you could make a comparison to, this is comparatively the Babe Ruth of the lineup. He's got all 4 home runs the team has right here, and with one swing of the bat could cut this lead in half. And BJ's going to have to be careful with him here, especially the small strike zone.
Trying to do something here with the runner on base as he lifts this to center field. Ranging over, calling off Cox is Juan Hanan, and he will make the catch. Circle 8 is out number 1.
Boy, Newsensor really connected on that one. Just got under it and lifted it high into the night sky. Plenty of time for Juan Hanan to run it down, but you can see it.
And that young man's just a sophomore. 6'2", 195-pound sophomore.
He may be playing offensive line for Coach Brazel if he keeps growing into that body. It's a big old frame for a youngster.
Stone with a chance to help his own cause here. Lined to Jacobson there in the second.
This is one of those opportunities, though. You can't think about the 4 spot. You're not going to swing the bat and get all 4 runs back. And you want to start chipping away here in the 4th. You know you've only got, 11 outs left in the contest. If you want to start thinking in those metrics, and you just want to try to get one an inning. And if you do that, you put yourself in a position to get back into this thing.
Here's the 0-2. Tailing down in the zone and going down to get it is Stone. Fouls it off.
Here you go, BJ.
Count is 0-2. To the Hawks starter, Travis Stone. Well outside, and Travis will take, and it's 1-2.
This half inning brought to you in part by Dr. Richard J. Martin, a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. He's a board-certified oral surgeon conveniently located in Louisville for over 10 years. Dr. Martin specializes in the removal of wisdom teeth, placement of dental implants, and has an in-office 3D cone beam scanner. He also files most dental insurances. Give his office a call tomorrow, 972-434-0050 to set up a consultation.
Strikeout of Travis Stone, and he was green light all the way on that pitch, and Myers comes with the hook, and that is his 3rd of the contest.
Talk about that slider. Comes out of the hand because of the snap of the wrist that Myers has. It looks like a fastball, and you're like, all right, I got this, and all of a sudden it just takes a right turn. It's like, whoa, what happened there?
Travis was well out in front and fooled by that pitch. Tough one. And that's the second out here of the bottom of the 4th.
And that's one of the special things. When you can throw that slider, not only is it going to sweep, it's going to look like a fast. All 3 pitches are going to look the same coming out of his hand, but he can also change speeds on the slider, and that makes it even more difficult.
Justin Rath took off, but he's going to have to go back to first. As you see, that is just under and off the bottom part of the bat of Drew Roth. Hawks shortstop is 0 for 1. He also tapped right in front of home plate. Mitch Andrews made a clean play down at first. It's the second out of that bottom of the second.
It's 9th year we've been broadcasting both Hebron and Flower Mound baseball, and I was just kind of looking on beyond center field at how much this campus has changed over that time. They had a whole new facade constructed on the main part of the high school, and then that wasn't enough. They had to go build them a freshman center over here. Kind of, you follow the left field line and just keep going, you're going to run into it. I can't even figure out how to drive in here to park anymore. It's changed so much.
I've done this a second time now where I've come down Hebron Parkway there, and I forget to make the left where the gym is, and I've gone past it and had to turn around because it's grown up so much, as you said.
Yeah, you can't just drive past the school and take a left. They won't let you anymore.
There's a ground ball. Tim Millard will have to hurry, and it's underneath the glove of Sean Weimer, digging for third, and safe is Justin Raff.
Next up for the Hawks, center fielder number 11, Zach.
Because that is in the dirt, I think E5 on the play. First and third now for the Hawks in the 2 out here in the fourth.
Yeah, if that throw's on the money, he's out. So I think you're right. I'm going to give him an E5 on the throw. And Millard doesn't make a lot of mistakes like that. Heck, Jacobson doesn't either. So this is really a golden opportunity here for Hebron. And we talked about the Jaguar opportunity in the top half of the frame, how much they need to take advantage of it. It's same situation here for the Hawks at the bottom half of the fourth against a pitcher the quality of Myers. You're not going to have many opportunities with runners on, and it's going to be up to this young freshman who walked on 4 pitches the first time he came up. He needs to do something here, put the ball in play, and see if he can't make something happen first team.
Skylar Cox in left, Connor Wanhanen the center fielder, Jamison Hanna in right, Tim Millard the third baseman, Casey Jacobson at short, Noah Hill at second base. The first baseman is Sean Weimer, and Mitch Andrews behind the plate. On the mound is the 6-foot, 190-pound senior, B.J. Myers. I think the conversation is over, and again, to set the stage for you, Rath is on third, Roth is on first, 2 out, and we're in the Hebron fourth, and the Hawks trail the Jaguars 4-0. The batter at the plate is now Zach DeLoach.
Doesn't matter that both runners reached on an error. That's the situation that's out there right now. The Hawks with a base hit here could really make this thing interesting here in the fourth.
First offering from Myers is outside corner for strike one. They're holding Roth on over at first base. It's Weimer. He's got his right foot on the bag. Myers will try to keep him close, the base runner that is.
This half inning of baseball also brought to you by Raising Cane's at Midway and Park Boulevard. Their concept is simple and unique, and they have only one love, quality chicken finger meals. At Raising Cane's, you get an exceptionally high-quality product served quickly and conveniently. Raising Cane's, Midway and Park Boulevard, a proud sponsor of Hebron Baseball.
Another dandy of a pitch by B.J. Myers. Ball seems so erratic, and then all of a sudden finds a home right there in the outside part at the knees. Good swing by DeLoach, but it's foul and out of play, 0-2.
Utilizing the changeup and the different speeds of the slider and so forth, it makes your fastball seem faster than it actually is. You don't have to go up there and throw Kyle Johnston 94, 95. If you can change speeds like that, all of a sudden your fastball appears in a vacuum like it's a whole lot faster than it actually is. And I think with Myers, that's part of what helps. Now, granted, his fastball's pretty good, don't get me wrong, but it seems really electric when he just rears back and throws it because of all the other pitches looking the exact same coming out of his hand.
Punch out, as that is a called strike on the outside corner for B.J. Myers and make it 4 now on the night. In this half inning, no runs, no hits, 2 errors, 2 runners left on base. 4-0. The Jaguars have the lead over the Hebron Hawks. Head now to the top of the 5th inning. Jaguars will come to bat. Come back for more 5-5A action here on Champion Sports Radio.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow at Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter at Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio. Your home for championship social media.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Take me out to the ball game.
We head to the top of the fifth, 4-0. Flower Mound on top of Hebron. Thomas Lee, Alex Sterling alongside as well. Here in the fifth, it is going to be 3, 4, and 5. Mitch Andrews, Sean Weimer, Tim Millard face off against Travis Stone. Here to describe all the balls and strikes for you. Here's Ryan Mueller.
Thank you, Thomas. Andrews lays off that 1-0. It is in there for a strike. Travis Stone suffered that one bad inning there in the fourth. Gave up the 4 runs. Trying to bounce back here as this is a slow roller and foul. Count is 1-2. Andrews is 0 for 2 here in this contest. Reach base on a fielder's choice in the first, and then the ground out to Drew Roth at short in the fourth. One, two, well off, and that'll even the count. As Thomas told you, Sean Weimer and Tim Millard to follow. The 2-2 not enough. Seen the strike zone expand and contract. Expand and contract. It's been a little inconsistent. Some angry fans here.
That wasn't a fan. That was actually our crowd mic picking up the thoughts of head coach Steve Stone.
Payoff pitch, and this one is fouling out of play. Again, count is full to Mitch Andrews. Here's the 3-2. Right down central for strike 3. Second K of the night for Travis Stone.
Next up for the Jaguars, first baseman, number 25, Sean Weimer.
It's so tough when you feel like everything's against you and the calls aren't going your way and so forth like that, but you really got to tip your cap to Travis Stone out there. He just kind of said, okay, fine, that wasn't a strike. Let me throw another one that is. And he was able to catch Mitch looking for his second strikeout of the game. And very impressive mental fortitude there by the Hebron pitcher.
Have to hurry Newstifter's throw, and that one is off of the heel of the glove for Blake McCown. And for the third time tonight, Sean Weimer is aboard.
Now batting, third baseman, number 3.
3 for 3 tonight.
Millard.
Single, double in the fourth, and now single in the fifth, and sets the table for Tim Millard.
And Hebron has their hands full with this Jaguar team, but when they are put in difficult positions defensively, like Newstifter was, I mean, he had to back up. He is deep, about a foot away from the line, and trying to throw to Weimer, who's got pretty decent wheels. That's just tough all the way around.
Nice dig out by Ross Lau behind the plate to keep the base runner Weimer at first. 1-1 now the count to Millard.
for the Jaguars. I mean, the bats have been kind of quiet. And talked to a couple of dads who went to the non-district tournaments at the beginning of the year and kind of thought at the end of those non-district tournaments that the bats were kind of headed in the wrong direction, a little bit of a slide. The way that they've had their approach at the plate the last week and a half, got to start saying to yourself, maybe they're tailing up here at the right time of the year going into the playoffs.
Counts 3-1. Make it full now after that big swing by Tim Millard, who, by the way, tonight 1 for 2, a single in the fourth. One of those 5 that Flower Mound had. In that frame, payoff pitch. Grounder right to Coach Stone, and he could not come up with it.
Well, he's got the clipboard, he's got his pen, he's charting pitches, he's signaling in what's going on, and you can't expect him to be able to feel his position over there on the stool.
He just never does enough, Thomas.
We do expect him to do everything. That's true. That's very true.
Swing and a miss, and a throw down to second base. Safe. Now Coach Stone is going to have a conversation.
Number 2, Noah Hill.
It's a strikeout either way of Tim Millard, and will be the third strikeout of the game for Travis Stone. 2 gone.
The conversation now with Steve Stone, the home plate umpire, is that after the strikeout that Millard was walking back to the dugout. I don't think he knew that the go sign was on for Weimer. And that might have been batter's interference as Lau was trying to throw down to Abelos at second to try to catch the would-be base stealer. And again, kids are doing a good job of blocking it out, but Coach Stone right here, this is what you have to do as a head coach when things aren't going your way and you feel like your team's not getting the calls. You're trying to get the attention of the umpires, but say, hey, we got to let this thing even out here. You got to give us a chance. Of course, I've got my scorecard reads 4 runs on 8 hits. There have been 2 Jaguar errors. Yeah, the Jags have stranded 4 in the first 4 innings. Meanwhile, Hebron, no runs, no hits, no errors, and 3 stranded. This half inning is brought to you in part by the Texas Sticks Baseball Club, an organization of select teams with a common goal of player development. The Sticks program is designed to help athletes move on to play collegiate-level baseball through hard work and exposure by playing at the highest level of competitive baseball. Visit TexasSticks.com. That's TexasStix.com for more information.
So we will resume play after the conversation between our home plate umpire and Hebron head coach Steve Stone is over. Noah Hill will bat with Sean Weimer at second base and 2 out. Curveball is in there for strike 1.
I don't think Coach Stone and the home plate umpire are going to Raising Cane's for some chicken fingers after we're said and done here.
No way.
They have not quite seen eye to eye here tonight.
2 or 3 5-minute pauses in the game as that's a pickoff by Travis Stone. Nice move, clean, crisp, and then the fire is on the money. And Weimer is retired from the base pass for the 3rd out. No runs, a base hit, no errors, nobody left on. 4-0 your score. Jaguars lead the Hawks. We'll come back. It's the bottom of the 5th. Hebron, they will come to the plate. Come back here to Hawks Field after this break on CSR TV.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org. Seven, 8, 9 due up for the Hebron Hawks here at the bottom of the fifth inning. Kovlowski, McCown, Abelos face off against B.J. Myers. Trailing Flower Mound 4-0. Hebron coming to bat here in the fifth. And here to describe all the actions, Ryan Mueller.
Nice effort from Travis Stone there in the top half of the inning to nab the base runner, Sean Weimer. The quick pickoff move. Don't see those very often. But like I said, dazzling play nonetheless. Kozlowski here at the plate, 0 for 2 now against Myers. BJ gets the sign from Mitch Andrews, and here is the third pitch of the at-bat and trying to get him to chase.
This half inning brought to you in part by People First Pharmacy. Their mission is to provide accurate, prompt, and reliable pharmacy services. They are here to care for their patients and community by helping everyone stay healthy and feel better. People First Pharmacy, proud sponsor of Hebron Baseball.
Kozlowski will strike out looking.
Number 14,
it's now 5 for B.J. Myers.
Maybe we should send Doctor to People First Pharmacy. Maybe they can give him some. He's fighting through it tonight, folks. He's a trooper.
He is.
Camera's not going to run itself.
That's why we pay him the big bucks.
Batting number 6, Sam Flood.
So Sam Flood will bat here for Blake McCown in the number 8 spot in the Hebron lineup. 5'9", 170-pound senior. Come out of the dugout and face B.J. Myers for the first time tonight.
308 average on the year for Flood. He's driven in 2 runs.
This one tailing near the fence, and it does get over and out of play. Weimer had a look at it, but could not make the play.
I love that, though. You know, Flood off the bench, comes up, took a hack or two in the on-deck circle, and he knows that B.J. Myers throws a first pitch strike like 75-80% of the time. He comes up, he's looking for that pitch, and he jumped all over it. Just a little tardy on it as it faded foul. And then you see that fantastic hook by Myers for strike 2.
Don't know where it's going to end up until it lands. And it does land at the knees for strike 3. Back-to-back punch-outs and make it 6 on the evening.
3 in a row now, dating back to the 4th, looking back-to-back-to-back strikeouts. And, in fact, he struck out 4 of the last 5 batters he's faced after not striking out a single Hebron batter for the first time through the lineup. Just kind of getting better as the game goes on.
It's only allowed Hebron to get on base 3 times tonight, too, with Deloach there in the second, worked a walk. And you have the 2 errors in the 4th. One charged to Jacobson and the other to Tim Millard. And Rath and Roth both reach base. We'll have another pinch hitter here is Derek Hester, the 5'10", 180-pound senior, will come to bat. He replaces Josh Abelos in the lineup at number 9. Pitch comes in tight, swung on, and missed. Hester did about just everything he could to pull that bat in near his chest to try to put it in play. 0-1. Beauty. Nice changeup.
Myers really seems to have good stuff. I was talking about how he's getting better as the game goes on. I mean, every pitch seems to be better than the one before.
0-2, grounder,
Sean Weimer will stay with it. And 3 unassisted. We'll retire the side. Third 1-2-3 inning of the game for Myers. Does have a pair of strikeouts in this inning. Again, total at 6. No runs, hits, errors, nobody left on base. Jaguars 4, Hawks nothing. Head down to the top of the 6th inning. Come back for more baseball, won't you? On CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
If you're a basketball parent or coach, you need StatGeek, the simplest way to keep stats ever created. Our easy-to-use iPad app turns anyone into a professional statistician, and all they have to do is simply follow the ball. Produce full and accurate box scores and play-by-play reports. Send accurate stats out to your fans, media, or recruiters. It's sports statistic collection redefined. StatGeek is available right now in the iPad App Store for just $4.99, and there are team fundraising opportunities available as well. On the web at statgeek.com. StatGeek, keep your eye on the ball.
Welcome back here to Hawks Field. Top of the 6th, it's Hill, Sloma, Jacobson, 6, 7, and 8. A 4-0 lead for the Jaguars. I'm Ryan Mueller, along with Alex Derling. And let's hand things back to Thomas Lee here for the play-by-play.
Stone starts off Hill with strike 1. Hill fouls this one over to the screen in front of his teammates. 0-2 now the count. This half inning brought to you by Anamia, as a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. Treat yourself to more than 50 menu choices, from the classic to the creative Mexican dish. Anamia's is the best Mexican restaurant in Flower Mound and a top Dallas caterer. Hill puts this one into play. 3-hopper to Roth, the shortstop. Throw over in time. 6-3 ground out for Noah Hill. First out here in the 6th inning.
Next up for the Jaguars.
Anamia is conveniently located at 1900 Long Prairie Road. Is open Sunday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., and on Saturdays until 10:30 p.m. Everybody goes home happy after eating at Anamia's.
Here you go, buddy.
And then I'll bring up Sloma. 1 for 2 tonight. RBI, single in the 4th. Came around to score the 4th of the 4 Jaguar runs. First pitch from Stone is in there for a strike. Sloma, 368 average coming into the ball game. Fouls that one back to the screen. Now count 0-2.
Had a great swing, too, on that pitch that he hit into the outfield. Right on the barrel of the bat. Great concentration by Sloma.
That was his 9th RBI of the year in his last plate appearance. Driving a run here. He's going to have to clear the fence, but Jaguars still trying to put some pressure on Stone and the Hawks. You don't want to give up at the 1 inning with the crooked number. Folks, Wallace over there imploring his team to not rest on their laurels in between innings before we moved here to the top of the 6th. The 0-2 once again. Stays high. Sloma takes, and the count is 1-2.
Yes, you did. Oh, no way.
Holds the bat back there, checks the swing. Count even 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah. Sloma just pulling that bat back in time. That quick decision not to swing.
Good eye, good eye.
Now the count is full. 1 gone here, top of the 6th. Flower Mound leading at 4-0. 8th pitch of the at-bat. Swing and a miss. Stone gets his 4th strikeout of the night. Sloma strikes out swinging, and there are 2 gone here in the 6th.
Flower Mound, shortstop, number 13, Casey.
That'll bring up Casey Jacobson. Singled in the 3rd, had a 2-run single in the 4th.
Jacobson now with 15 driven in on the year, and those last two turn this ball game into still a nail-biter to a little bit of breathing room for the Jaguars, and takes the first pitch from Stone for strike one.
I know Travis has got to be kicking himself for that fourth inning, but hopefully for the Hawks' sake that he's worked past that. He's done a great job there, of course, in the fifth. Some nice help from the defense, but Travis would just love to have that fourth back because he's pitched a great game outside of that.
1-1 pitch. Swung on through the right side of the infield for a base hit. Jacobson staying red hot. He's now 3 for 3 tonight.
And just a pitch that comes over, you have to take advantage. Stone wanted to put that one right across the middle of the plate, and that's where Casey takes a hack, and has done that a couple of times tonight where he just lays it into right field. Great piece of hitting.
That'll bring a pinch hitter, Nick Thornquist. 2 singles and 3 at-bats this season. Thornquist, the sophomore. 5'9", 160-pounder. Batting for Hannah here in the 9 spot after Jacobson's 2-out single. Stone's first pitch is downstairs and taking off for a second, sliding in with a stolen base. Paris, the pinch runner. #23rd stolen base of the year for Paris. It's almost comical. Kid's not sticking around long. Insert your favorite Wesley Snipes Major League quote there. 1-0 stays outside. 2 balls and no strikes to count now to Thornquist. Opportunity to pick up his first RBI of the year with Paris on second. Breaks into the zone for a strike, 2-1 to count. Stone with a long look in. Now time is called. Stone checks the runner, now deals home. Thornquist can't catch up to it. Count even. 2-2.
A nice pitch, too, after, I'm sure, a little frustrated that Thornquist stepped out there. Could tell if Stone wants to keep in that rhythm and with the same intervals in between pitches. Seems like after he throws, he's right back up there ready to pitch.
Swing and a miss. Stone strikes out Thornquist. Fifth strikeout of the ball game for Travis Stone, and that'll do it for the top of the 6th. No runs on a hit, no errors, 1 left. 5.5 in the books. Time to stretch here at Hawks Field. Flower Mound leading at 4-0 on CSR TV.
Stay up on all the latest news about the teams you care about and know when your favorite games are on the air thanks to Champion Sports Radio social media. Either follow @Champion Sports on Twitter or like our Facebook page at facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, and you will know what time your game starts, who was named Player of the Week, or what your school's alumni are doing in college. That's on Twitter @Champion Sports and facebook.com/Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship social media.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
Derek Mueller will lead it off, Justin Rath, and then Michael Newstifter, 1, 2, and 3. We start the Hebron 6th inning. Jaguars lead the contest 4-0. Here to call all of the balls and strikes for you, here is Thomas Lee.
First pitch in there for strike one. 65 pitches thrown now for Myers, 47 of them for strikes. This pitch is fought off down the right field line. 0-2 the count. Mueller ground out down the line to Weimer at first, back in the first inning, and then struck out swinging in the third. Goes with the off speed, chops foul. Mueller stays alive. Came in 8 for 18, now 8 for 20 on the year. Just going after things left and right here, staying alive. Get it. Tough to do against Myers. A pitch moving all over the place. DJ working quickly. Here's the pitch. Blocked down at the plate by Andrews. First ball of the at-bat there. Tuesday night, of course, talked about that marathon affair as Flower Mound defeated Louisville 5-3. Seth Jordan was the winning pitcher, Matthew Nemechek the loss, and Kyle Johnson had to come on and get the save in the seventh after 3 runs were scored by the Farmers. But Cox, Weimer, Jacobson, and Hill all had RBIs to sweep the season series with the Farmers.
Mueller really doing a nice job at the plate, being patient. See that more and more as we go deeper into the ball game. Myers wanting to get those first 2 pitches over for strikes, and that's where the Hawks are aggressive.
Aggressive swing there, drives into the center field just over the head of Jacobson in front of Juan Hannen. That's a leadoff single here in the 6th. First base hit of the ball game for Hebron off of Myers.
And that pitch, Myers, no, he couldn't lose him. I mean, you got a 3-2 count, doesn't want to put him on base. It's got to be over, and it was right down the heart of the place, and you credit Mueller not missing that one.
So they'll bring up Justin Rath, a 5'10", 165-pound junior left fielder. 260 average coming in, 0 for 2 tonight, but did reach on an error in the 4th. Myers' first pitch misses outside to the right-handed swinging Rath. Hebron, meanwhile, with a huge win at Coppell. They started off just jumping out on the Cowboys with 3 runs in the first. Able to hang on, never trailed in the contest. Winning it 4-3. Drew Roth, the winning pitcher, as they beat Jensen Elliott. Travis Stone got the save and then came back on short rest 2 days later to pitch in this one. Newstifter, Roth, and Deloach all had RBIs off of Jensen Elliott. Swinging strikeout, 7th of the ball game for Myers as Rath is retired. First out here in the 6th.
BJ just never looks rattled. Looks like he has it in control. I mean, even when he had first and third there in the 4th, just knows where to put the baseball. And I think whether it's Noah Hill or it's Mitch Andrews behind the plate, he will hit his mark if he gets a good target, and he's shown his accuracy here tonight.
Sophomore slugger Newsnifter takes first pitch high for ball 1. 6'2", 195-pounder. Michael is 0 for 2 tonight. A pair of fly balls, 1 to right, 1 to center. Came in batting .395 and an astounding 37 driven in on the year. This kid is going to be a force to be reckoned with for Coach Stone in the new 8-6A. For the next 2 years.
He's got great power and great contact in the first 2 at-bats for Newstifter. He's just gotten underneath it because the bite on that slider by Myers.
Turns on this one and drives it deep to left center field. Ranging back, it's over the head of Skylar Cox. Stop sign's going to be on. That right there, folks, is a double
Next up for your Hebron Hawks, senior pitcher.
You see the power from New Stifter there, really getting things going for the Hawks here in the home half of the sixth.
A lot of muscle in that swing, and I talked about it, just a little bit off on those first two at-bats. Well, he got everything on that barrel to get it over the head of Skylar Cox, and new life here for the Hawks in the sixth inning.
So here comes Travis Stone with a chance to help his cause. 2 runners in scoring position. The first pitch from Myers. This is outside, ball 1. Travis, good swing, but just lifted it right to the glove of Jacobson at shortstop back in the second inning. Struck out swinging in the fourth. Now for the third time here in the sixth. Off speed, fought back to the screen. 1-1 the count.
See these batters, and whether it's been Stone on the mound or Myers, that pitch comes in tight and it's nearly on the hands. Because the colder weather, it stings a little bit. See Travis wincing a little bit there.
1-1 from Myers. 1-2 the count. Last ball game from Tuesday night. Mr. Mueller, you were there. It was a 3-hit shutout for Jack Cushing as Marcus defeated Denton Ryan 5-0. One, two. Fought off. I mean, going down and golfing it with a 9-iron. Stone stays alive at the plate. Came in hitting .381 on the year. Only 7 driven in, though. Nothing more than he would love, and Hawk fans as well. A base hit here might cut the lead in half. Again, fights it off.
You mentioned Jack Cushing, and there's one thing I found out in that ball game that I didn't know about the young man, and is that he has a knuckleball as a part of his arsenal. So, see those too often in high school baseball. It's normally your typical curveball, your changeup, your slider. But yeah.
Yeah, they call him the Bulldog. I don't think it's just because he played football for Brian Irwin for a couple of years. I think it's his mentality on the mound and the fact that he'll use whatever pitch he has to throw, including that knuckler, to try to get guys out. Myers gets his sign from Andrews. Runners at second and third. 1-2, swung on high into the air to right center field. Juan Hanen calling everybody off, makes the catch, fires it back in quickly. But the run will come in and score. RBI sacrifice fly for Travis Stone as Mueller comes in from third. The Hawks are on the board. Jaguars now leading it 4-1 over Hebron.
Now batting for the Hawks, senior.
Got to get them any way you can. Get deeper into the ball game, and all stems from that great double by New Stifter to move everybody up second and third. And Travis Stone know he just has to make contact, and he does his job. And like I said, it's every little bit helps here for the Hawks to climb back in it.
First run of the ball game. So Myers now surrendered 2 base hits, struck out 7, walked 1, allowed 1 run. It was earned. And time is going to be called, and actually we're going to have a runner come in for New Stifter. As the pinch runner for the Hebron Hawks is Evan Alexander.
Pinch running number 3, Evan Alexander.
6'1", 160-pound sophomore. Alexander now running for New Stifter on second. And that just right there illustrates the point I was about to make. What a big at-bat this is here for Roth. Because if you can chisel away half of the lead in the sixth, the seventh all become so much easier because you just scored 2 runs. You know you can.
And Coach Stone knows New Stifter not that fast, and that's why he didn't advance on the fly ball. Because you run the risk, Thomas, of if he did take off, it's the third out of the inning. You still get the run, but Coach Stone very smartly saying, hey, you know what, I'm going to make a change here, get a little more speed, try to take advantage.
Myers with a long look in, checks Alexander at second. Deals home, off the plate. 1-1 the count. Skylar Cox in left, Connor Wanhanen in center, Jamison Hanna in right. Wanhanen trying to get vision of the plate has moved over to the right field side. With his speed, it doesn't make that much of a difference. There's a big gap in left center field, but between Connor and Skylar, they feel like they can track it down as that pitch can't find the zone. 2-1 the count from Myers to Roth. Look back to second. 2-1. Blew it by him. 2-2 the count. Millard behind the bag at third. Jacobson at short. Casey trying to keep Alexander close to the bag before he retreats to his defensive position. Noah Hill, the second baseman. Sean Weimer behind the bag at first. In the battery, Mitch Andrews behind the plate. B.J. Myers on the mound. Fought off, 2-2. And Roth is going to live to see another pitch.
And Drew had enough time to survey that pitch. The breaking ball might have been called at the knees, and so you got to swing at anything when you're deep in the count. Roth stays alive.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on second. Swung on grounder, back up the middle, scooped up and off the heel of Jacobson. The go sign is on. The throw home, not going to be in time, and the run comes in to score on the error. Alexander showing some pretty good speed, but
now batting for your Hawks, center fielder, number 11.
It's a play that was not meant to be. And the Hawks have cut this lead in half here in the 6th. It's now Flower Mound 4, Hebron 2.
The speed of Alexander, no question, was fantastic. What he did an even better job of was kind of slowing his pace, so it was a tough read for Casey Jacobson. By the time the ball finally got there, you know, that's the reason for the bobble. It's because Alexander took a little bit of time to try to disrupt the shortstop and then motors his way all the way around third and in to score.
Pinch running, senior, number 5.
Got a pinch runner coming into the ball game. It's Connor DeYear, 5'9", 160-pound senior, running at first base. Running for Roth. And that'll bring out Patrick Watson to have a conversation with the infield. Gives an opportunity to thank some more sponsors. High school baseball broadcast here on CSR TV, including Pie 5. Pie 5 Pizza is a trend-setting, fast casual concept offering individual handcrafted pizza with fresh ingredients made to order and prepared in less than 5 minutes. They only know how to make one kind of pizza, and that's yours. Pie 5, proud sponsor of Hebron Baseball. Also want to thank Rapid Med Urgent Care in Highland Village, a family-owned business delivering the best, most convenient medical care to friends and neighbors. Range of services include primary care to urgent care, immunization, school and sports physicals, and so much more. Rapid Med is proud to provide the latest in concussion management through its IMPACT program via the Texas Health Sports Network. Visit rapidmed.com for more information. So DeLoach now steps to the plate. DeYear's on first. A 4-2 Flower Mound lead. First pitch is swung on and foul back to the screen for strike 1. DeLoach walked on 4 pitches in the second, struck out looking in the 4th. DeYear with a modest lead off of first. Myers, snap throw. I feel like he has 2 pickoff moves. He has the pickoff move of, hey, don't get too far away. And then there's, I'm really coming with the heater. I'm trying to pick you off. And it sometimes, the second one, or the first one, can kind of lull you asleep and makes the second one that much more effective.
Runs right now precious for the Hawks, and it's the right mentality by Myers to keep him close to the bag.
Pitch in there for a strike 1 and 2 now they count to DeLoach. 1-2 from Myers. Outside, ball 2. Tim Millard at third again. He's kind of charging in almost on every single pitch. I don't know if that's part of how they're pitching the freshman Deloach or not. Doesn't matter now. Got him looking. 8th strikeout of the ball game for Myers, and that'll close the door on the 6th for the Hawks. But Hebron does play 2 runs. They do it on the benefit of 2 base hits and an error, and they leave 1 runner. 6 full in the books, 4-2. Flower Mound on top of Hebron. Come back for the all-important 7th inning after these messages on CSR TV.
Do you need a boost in exposure? Want to reach local, community-minded folks with information about your business? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games for more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. It's also a way for your business to give back to the community by helping all these well-deserving student-athletes get some recognition for their accomplishments. The cost simply can't be beat for the effect it will have. You get a lot of bang for your buck, and best of all, it provides an opportunity for the best advertisement of all, word of mouth. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Top of the order time here in the top of the 7th. The Jaguars at the plate. It's Connor Wanhanen, Skylar Cox, and Mitch Andrews. 1, 2, and 3. The Hawks get a couple of runs there in the home half of the 6th as Derek Mueller and Evan Alexander both cross the plate. It's a 4-2 ball game. Hand things off here to my broadcast partner, Thomas Lee. Got some changes to report here for the Hawks, and the first one is on the mound. Michael Newstifter. First pitch in there for a strike to Wanhanen. As Ryan told you, Wanhanen, Cox, and Andrews, 1, 2, and 3 due up here in the 7th as Jaguars try to add some more insurance runs to their 4-2 lead. Newsifter, 0-0 record, 1 save on the year, 1.91 earned run average. And the throw from the catcher Lau to McCown at first is not going to be able to complete the strikeout. So strikeout swinging. First strikeout for Newstifter, but an error. The catcher allows Wanhanen to make it to second base. The Jaguars with a runner in scoring position. Nobody out as Skylar Cox steps to the plate. Newstifter, that 1.91 earned run average and 14 2/3 on the season. Has surrendered 14 base hits, 9 runs, only 4 of them earned. 7 walks against 11 strikeouts, has hit a batter. The opponent's hitting .250 off the big sophomore. 6'2", 195-pound sophomore pitcher, Newsnifter. Bunt foul for Cox. And I like the aggressive call here by Eddie Wallace. He's like, look, I got all sorts of speed on second base. Nobody out. Let's manufacture a run here with a couple of productive outs. Just like he learned playing for Coach Gustafson in Austin. Pitch can't find a zone. 1-1 now the count. This F inning brought to you in part by Carrollton Farmers Branch Baseball Association, serving the Carrollton and Farmers Branch area for youth baseball. They're looking for a Hawks rally in the bottom of the 7th. First things first, though, Hebron needs to get it there with no more distance between them and Flower Mound. Turning and throwing back Wanhanen.
Back to the bag, Abelos covering.
I do like the couple of throws over to second just because Wanhanen has such speed, and we know what Flower Mound's trying to do right here, trying to lay down a bunt. He wants to get off to a good jump, and it's Newstifter wanting to keep him close to the bag.
Newstifter gets the sign on the stretch. Bunt right in front of the bag. Perfect job. And well executed by Lau, throwing down to McCown. Good execution by Cox, sacrificing Wanhanen over to third. And that's the first out here in the seventh.
Number 5, Mitch Andrews.
It's one thing to expect it. It's another thing to execute. And Ross Lau has done it a couple of times tonight now.
Right there for you.
And he's got to throw a strike. Don't get rattled. And on the flip side, Flower Mound able to execute to perfection the small ball.
Sacrifice bunt 2-4 as Abelos was covering the bag at first, and now Mitch Andrews will step to the plate. Pitch breaks low and outside for ball one. You see Wanhanen take a huge lead. And, of course, in a game between these two teams earlier in the year, in fact, at this ballpark, we saw a runner for Hebron steal home from third base. Off speed, can't find the zone. 2-0 the count to Mitch. 0 for 3 on the night. Did reach on a fielder's choice in the first. Grounded out to short, struck out looking. All three of those, though, against the starter Stone, who is now at shortstop, and Roth playing third. Has a throw over to Roth on cue. Infield playing in, doing everything they can to keep Wanhanen from hitting the pay station.
You mentioned that Hebron Hawk stealing home that was Connor DeYear, and mentioned here on senior night when the seniors were introduced that was one of his favorite memories, or his favorite memory, from the 2014 season.
It's going to be hard to top that one, period. Ball 4. Mitch with a base on balls. First walk issued by Newstifter.
Next up for the Jaguars, first baseman, number 25.
That'll bring Weimer up to the plate. Sean yet to be retired tonight. 3 for 3. Singled in the first. Doubled in the fourth, came around to score, and singled in the fifth.
Darren Arnold.
So, courtesy runner now for the catcher, Andrews. It can't be Chad Paris because he came on as a pinch runner at one point in the contest. So Darren Arnold, the 5'7", 150-pound junior, is called off the bench. He'll be running over at first base. So runners at the corners, one gone here, top of the seventh. Hawks trying to keep the score right where it's at. Flower Mound 4, Hebron 2, so that when their bats come up in the bottom of the seventh, as we peek ahead, it'll be the bottom third of the order, 7, 8, 9, but they don't want to make that road to hoe more difficult than it currently is. Infield is not necessarily in, not necessarily a regular depth either. A little shallower than normal, particularly in the middle infield. First pitch. Runner takes off, and Arnold is at second base now. Runners at second and third. Infield decisively comes in now. They're kind of hedging their bets between trying to get a double play before. Wanhanen takes off. Pitch can't find the zone.
This game got a bit tighter in the home half of the sixth with those 2 runs to make it 4-2. And Flower Mound knows they've got to attack here, get that runner in scoring position for a man who's 3 for 3 at the plate.
very important for Coach Wallace's team.
Yeah, the combination of that and getting out of that double play. That would have been just what the doctor ordered for the Hawks. But with Arnold moving on that first pitch to get out of that. Still an opportunity here to drive in a run without the benefit of a base hit as there's only one out. Juan Hanan on third. A speedy Arnold now on second.
Here you go, Sean.
1-2 pitch from Newstifter. Nice block by Lau. 2-2 the count. This half inning brought to you in part by Kohl's. You can expect great things from Kohl's and the Kohl's Cares Community Volunteer Program. Kohl's, a proud 5-year sponsor of Jaguar baseball. The 2-2. Swung on, popped up high in the air. No chance to make a play. It's going to land in between the baseball and softball fields here on the campus of Hebron High School. Count remains 2-2.
New Stifter knows his job here. Can't worry about the base runners right now. Everything, the focus is at the plate. Get a hot hitter in the box. Try to get him with your best pitch.
3-2 now the count.
Sean, you can do it.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners at second and third. Juan Hanan on third. Arnold on second. Smoked through the left side of the infield by Weimer, who's now 4 for 4. The go sign is on. The throw may be in time, and he's safe. Arnold just beats the throw. What a cannon by Rath. But it's a 2-run single for Weimer. Extends the Jaguar lead back to 4 runs, 6-2.
It was a great adjustment by Weimer, too, at the plate because that ball was coming in on the inner half of the plate. You've got to pull the bat into you, and you've got to come around with a clean swing, and he did. That was a hard hit ground ball just under the glove of Roth. And, man, talking about production, Coach Wallace has got to be pleased, especially after having the conversation where he pulled Weimer over and said, hey, pay special attention to this. And nice piece of hitting.
Ryan Schneider now running for Weimer. Schneider, the 5'8", 135-pound junior. Weimer has had himself a night. 4 for 4, 2 RBI, and a run scored. Tim Millard steps up. Timmy's 1 for 3. Singled in the 4th, and Pollock came on to run for him and came around to score in the 4-run 4th inning for the Jags. Swings at this one, drives it to right center field. Fading back, and it drops in between the 2 outfielders. With only 1 out, Schneider was holding at second. Casey was caught to be able to tag in advance. So now, runners at the corners. Millard, 2 for 4 on the night as Noah Hill steps up. Drove in the first run of the ball game back in the 4th inning. Also came around to score in the 4th inning. Schneider at third. Millard's on first. Newsifter's first pitch in is a strike on the inside corner to Noah Hill. Justin Rath in left field. Zach DeLoach is in center. Derek Mueller over in right. Mueller hugging the line, too. There's a pretty big gap there in right center field, and that's where Millard just drove the ball. This one goes foul over to the on-deck circle, and Ryan Sloma getting loose.
Get a chance to bat here in the 7th, barring a double play.
Notice with Newstifter, what he's trying to do on the mound is trying to pound balls right at the knees. And that's something that didn't go his way against Weimer and Millard for those back-to-back singles where it was left up in the middle part of the zone. But he's trying to attack right there, and that's what you should do. It's what I was taught. Try to keep the ball low. It makes it harder for those hitters to have to go down and dig it out. Tough to judge whether the ball is lower at the knees.
0-2 stays high, 1-2 now the count.
Of course, just as I say that, because I throw a curveball and it ends up above the zone. What do I know?
Drew Ralph pretty close to the bag, not necessarily holding on Schneider. Ground ball to short. Stone, underhand toss to second for one. The relay to first. It's not going to be in time with the speed of Hill.
So 2 hits, 1 left on.
Well, evidently, I looked down at my score sheet to make a note. I don't have a clue what happened out there on the field.
Another runner interference call.
So the run does not score. And Snyder.
The score, Yearhawks 2, Jaguars 6.
That'll do it for the 7th. Jaguars get a pair of insurance runs. They do it off the benefit of 2 base hits and an error. And they leave 1 runner on base. Last chance time for the Hawks. They trail by 4. It's Flower Mound 6, Hebron 2. Come back for the conclusion after these messages on CSR TV.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2nd, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the number 1 cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living4zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
We head now to the bottom of the 7th. The Hawks trail the Jaguars 6-2. It'll be 7, 8, and 9 due up for Hebron.
First up for your Hebron Hawks, number 2.
And here
Alec
to describe all the action for you, it's Thomas Lee.
New pitcher on the mound for the Jaguars is Kyle Johnston. Myers' night is done. 96 pitches thrown, 68 of them for strikes in 6 innings. Surrendered 2 base hits, struck out 8, walked 1, or out 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. So now Kyle Johnston, the future Texas Longhorn, takes over from B.J. Myers, the future West Virginia Mountaineer. It's Big 12 to Big 12 action here on the mound for the Jags tonight. 6 foot, 190-pound senior with a curve, a change, and gas. Fastball that has been running up into the mid-90s as of late. Alec Davis will start things off, the 5'9", 145-pound junior.
Kyle Johnston.
The first pitch from Johnston. Fastball in there, strike 1. Johnston kicks and fires off speed. Swing and a miss by Davis, and the count is 0-2.
This half inning brought to you by RKM General Contractors, a full-service commercial construction firm offering design, build services, new construction, and interior finish-out. They also build new residential and perform major residential remodels. RKM General Contractors, proud sponsor of Hebron Hawk Baseball. Kyle Johnston, the 3-pitch strikeout. Good morning, good afternoon, good night. He strikes out Davis for the first out here in the 7th.
Yeah, he really does have good stuff, Thomas. Johnston, tall, with the 6-foot frame, and he does, even that changeup looks like a fastball. That's how effective and how much speed he has on the old number 1.
First pitch is taken outside by McCown for a ball. 1-0 the count. McCown grounded out to third, back in the third, but then was placed by a pinch hitter in Flood in the 5th. Can't catch up to that one. The count is now 1 ball and 1 strike.
Now batting number 4, Jordan Vanderhayden.
Okay. Officially seen everything in this ball game as we now have a pinch hitter mid at bat. As Jordan Vanderhayden, the 5'11", 155-pound senior, is going to step to the plate with 1 down and a 1-1 count. Johnson pumps a fastball in there for a strike, 1-2. Some raindrops starting to fall here at Hawks Field. As count is now 2-2. Vanderhayden. Johnson fires. Downstairs. Full count. Oh, I'm sorry. He did go around. I thought he held it up. Check that. That is going to be a strikeout. Back-to-back Ks for Johnston. And 2 down here in the 7th.
Number 19, Matthew Adelino.
Yeah, if that pitch up near the eyes of Jordan Vanderhayden, that pitch now in the dirt. And Johnston's another one of those. That's why these Flower Mound pitchers are so effective, is because they work top to bottom, left to right, and they keep the Hebron hitters, not just Hebron, but many of the opponents in this district on their heels. Johnston with a great pitch there.
Up steps Matthew Abolino, 5'11", 175-pound senior. Gas, strike 1. Unbelievable. He gets going. He gets that frame behind it, just launches off the mound. It's electric stuff. 0-1. Stays high and outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to count. This half inning also brought to you by Flower Mound Chiropractic in the office of Dr. Nick Ponomarenko, a proud sponsor of Jaguar Baseball. The office is located just behind right center field at 3121 Cross Timbers Road in Suite 100. And Dr. Ponomarenko is accepting new patients and all forms of insurance. Visit their website at flowermoundchiropractic.com for more information. Johnson a strike away from ending the contest and giving the Jags their 8th district victory of the year. Swing and a miss. Johnston strikes out the side in the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Final score here from Hawks Field. Flower Mound wins it 6-2 as a combination of Myers and Johnston outduel Travis Stone and the Hawks. 6-2 your final. Flower Mound with the win. We will be back after these messages on CSR TV.
This broadcast is under the direction and is copywritten by Champion Sports Radio. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or use of the audio stream, and any and all other use of the accounts of this broadcast without the direct written consent and permission of Champion Sports Radio is strictly prohibited. All rights are reserved by Champion Sports Radio and ChampionSportsRadio.com. This is a presentation of Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcasts.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
Are you studying on your own for the SAT or ACT? Follow My Test Answers on Twitter and Facebook for free solutions to official test questions. Got a question of your own? Send a message to My Test Answers and get a response for free. Got more than one question? Don't worry, we'll answer those too. With over a decade of experience in helping students prepare for standardized tests, the experts at My Test Answers will get you the answers you want whenever you need it. My Test Answers, problems solved.
Many heart conditions can be fixed, but many of us don't know we have a problem until it's too late. On April 2, 2009, Zachary Schraw, a 16-year-old sophomore offensive lineman, died of sudden cardiac arrest, the number one cause of death among student athletes. Like so many SCA victims, Zach had no heart issues, nor did anyone in his family. If Zach had an echocardiogram, he might have been able to avoid suffering a condition that takes 10,000 of our youth each year. In his memory, Living for Zachary was formed to try and prevent SCA from taking the lives of youth everywhere. Join in the fight today and stop the silent killer of SCA by scheduling your young athlete for an echocardiogram, a procedure that can detect any heart issue with 99% accuracy. For more information, visit www.livingforzachary.org. That's living, the number 4, Zachary.org, and let your heart be heard.
Are you tired of only spending time as a family huddled around the TV? Would you like to enjoy some culture with your loved ones without breaking the bank? Then let me introduce you to the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra. The GDYO provides music education and performance opportunities for musically talented youth, but this is no kids' concert. The GDYO comprises 7 different ensembles made up of over 425 talented musicians ages 8 to 18, representing more than 50 communities in North Texas. You won't believe how amazing these ensembles sound until you hear it for yourself. So join them for one of their concerts at the Meyerson Symphony Center or Dallas City Performance Hall. For more information on how to make a donation, as well as a listing of upcoming GDYO concerts, visit gdyo.org. And if you know a talented young musician interested in an unbelievable experience, auditions take place in the spring. Connect with the Greater Dallas Youth Orchestra on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and at gdyo.org.
Hey, what does this word make you think of? Tchaikovsky.
Gesundheit. So what's the word?
No, that is the word.
You lost me.
All right, who's Martha Graham?
She invented the graham cracker. Before her, there was only soda crackers.
Maybe they're not getting enough art. Kids who participate in the arts do better in school and in life. To learn more, visit AmericansForTheArts.org, because all kids should get to appreciate Tchaikovsky's music and Martha Graham's dance. Art. Ask for more. A public service message brought to you by Americans for the Arts and the Ad Council.
Welcome back here to Hawks Field. Thomas Lee now joined by Victorious head coach of the Flower Mound Jaguars, Danny Wallace, and coach a 6-2 win. You guys scratched, you clawed, and you put yourself in positions to really have a couple of big innings and took advantage of those opportunities. I know more than probably even the win, that's got to bring a smile to your face.
I'm very excited about the offensive production tonight. The approaches were great. We've been working on it really hard for about 3 weeks, and and we've talked about this. It doesn't just happen the first week because you started working on it. But tonight it was just so obvious, and Travis Stone is such a good pitcher, and we had a plan, and it paid off.
It's nice to see, as you said, it's starting to come to fruition. You guys are picking up your confidence. The at-bats are looking more like they did, especially before the district season started when you were at those tournaments and so forth. Guys just look more relaxed, too, in general. Is that just mindset? Is that, hey, coach is telling me, and I go out there and I execute, and good things happen. Is that just relaxing them or what?
I think some of it's relaxing, and I think some of it is just buying in and maybe finally believing it. It takes every team a different time period. We have a lot of kids that are new to the varsity, and I think early on they were hard-headed. I'm going to do it my way, and sometimes in the tournaments you get some hits that you wouldn't get against the number one, even though we saw great pitching all through the tournaments. And then when we started to fail a little bit, when you fail, now you start listening. And by the time enough of us were failing, we were too far into it to just pull out of it. And the credit goes to those kids in that dugout because, they started working. And now I think they are relaxed and they believe in themselves. And it was just very evident tonight that they were going to find ways to score runs.
We saw a couple of times on Tuesday, late in the ball game after you guys already had a lead, that you guys put some guys on base with nobody out, but you weren't able to bring them home. That wasn't the case tonight.
No, it wasn't. And I think we lost a little bit of focus Tuesday night, as I mentioned earlier in the week. There was no loss of focus tonight. They were grinding at the plate and knew that they needed to get another run. And when you're on the road, weird things happen, as we saw tonight. And they get a run late on a play we normally make. So I love the response. They cut it to 4-2, and we come right back up and say, we'll match you 2 right there. And in essence, when Weimer gets the base hit, the game's over at that point. So I can't say enough about what BJ did for 6 innings and begged me to go out for the 7th. But again, not with that cannon sitting down there in the bullpen. And it's just it was a good night for us.
It's unbelievable to see these kids in the opposition come up there, and it's like, BJ's throwing hard. He's throwing good stuff. He's changing speed in his slider, and it's keeping him off balance. And then here comes Kyle, and he's rearing back, and he's going to probably come close to touching 95. And you just got to make up your mind to swing before the pitch is even thrown.
Yeah, you do. I mean, he's got a special arm, and he's not a fastball guy only. I mean, even at 93 to 95, and he's hit 6 a couple times in the last 2 weeks. His curveball is what got most people to recruit him early, because last year at this time he was 88, 89, and the arm has strengthened, and good luck. That's about all I can tell you, because he has a changeup as well. I mean, he'll be one of our starters in a 3-game series, and so it's a great combination to have.
It's a great problem to have as a head coach, trying to figure it all out. So now we go back to the mound at Flower Mound. 2 games. You got the rivalry game on Thursday against Marcus. You got senior night on Friday. I think you're going to have the kids' full attention, and there's a lot left to play for going down the stretch.
There is. I mean, we got to lock down second. I think we're in great shape to lock down second now, but I know Coppell is still just a game behind us, depending on what they do tomorrow night. And if Coppell were to fortunately knock off Marcus tomorrow, then we then have control of catching Marcus at that point, which would be a great shot in the arm for the adrenaline rush to have them come to our place and say, if we win, we're tied. And they would have the series, but that's okay. We'll so there's a lot to play for, and we'll be excited. And if they don't lose and they keep the 2-game lead, then it's still our rivalry game, and we want to make sure we get a W against them. So there'll be a lot of excitement Thursday night, regardless of the situation.
What great build-up. Playoff atmosphere tonight. Be a playoff atmosphere Thursday at your park. Get these kids ready to go.
Yeah, that's the best thing, is that this is a playoff atmosphere tonight for sure, and there will be a playoff atmosphere, and you can't trade that, before the playoffs start to have this kind of experience late. And we didn't get that last year because we ran off and hid from everybody so fast. And we didn't have much to play for late in the season last year. And I'm not sure if that contributed or not. That's all water under the bridge. But we've had to play a great game tonight and a very competitive game against Coppell. And I know next Thursday will be competitive, and that'll get us better.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you.
That's Daniel Wallace, the head coach of the Jaguars. 6-2 tonight winners over the Hebron Hawks. We'll step aside for a break, come back, wrap things up here from Hawksfield. 6-2, Jaguars win it tonight over Hebron on CSR TV.
There's a time and a place for everything.
As you'll see, projections for the next quarter are...
He shoots, he scores! 2 points for team middle management.
The office is not one of them.
Jack, can I see you in my office?
No pouting, it's your ball. Let's see what you got.
But Whirly Ball is. For corporate events, team building, and private parties, Whirly Ball in Hearst and Plano is electric fun. Test your skills on the arcade games. Zip around in your Whirly Bug for a Whirly Ball competition. Or play the most affordable laser tag in the city. Learn more at whirlyball.info.
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention estimates that nearly 4 million brain injuries occur every year due to sports in the U.S. They also estimate that 70% of concussions go unreported. Not identifying concussions early can be devastating, especially if the athlete continues to play with symptoms. Catching hard hits fast is critical, and that's why you need the Shockbox Helmet Impact Sensor. The Shockbox is a small sensor that easily attaches to most football, lacrosse, and hockey helmets and instantly sends a signal to a smartphone on the sidelines when the player has taken a hard hit that puts them at higher risk for injury. The free app receives data from the sensor, displays information about the impact, and even walks the user through a concussion assessment. The app also logs symptom and impact data for future medical use. Visit ShopboxDFW.com to learn more about the Shockbox Impact Alert Sensor and determine if it is the right option for your child. Be warned instantly when a player has experienced a head impact that could result in a concussion. Visit ShopboxDFW.com today. ShopboxDFW.com.
Are you looking for a way to promote your business or increase exposure? Do you just need more people to know that you're there? Join the Champion Sports Radio team and advertise during these games. In the last 4 years, Champion Sports Radio has broadcast over 600 games to more than 3.5 million listeners. And Champion Sports Radio wants to help you use major high school sports to reach thousands of local fans right in your community. Think about it. Die-hard fans just like you tune in each and every week, giving your business unparalleled access to the community. It's the perfect way for smaller individually owned businesses to cultivate a core clientele or expand their already loyal customer base. To secure your prime commercial spot during the broadcast, contact Thomas Lee at Champion Sports Radio by phone at 972-741-0334. That's 972-741-0334 or online at championsportsradio.com. Champion Sports Radio, your home for championship broadcast.
Six to 2, your final score. Flower Mound with the win over Hebron. A dynamic barn burner playoff type atmosphere contest here in District 5-5A. Look at some of the pitching numbers here. B.J. Myers, a starter for the Jaguars. Senior headed to West Virginia through 96 pitches, 68 of them for strikes. In 6 innings of work, surrendered 2 base hits, struck out 8, walked 1, allowed 2 runs, 1 of them an earned run. Kyle Johnston came on and picked up the save, and that is his 3rd save of the season. Slammed the door shut, striking out all 3 batters he faced, swinging to preserve the win for the Jaguars. Johnson, 12 pitches thrown, 9 for strikes in a perfect 7th inning. Hard luck loser tonight, Travis Stone will see his record fall to 5-4 on the season. 112 pitches thrown for Stone, 71 for strikes. In 6 innings, surrendered 8 base hits. Check that. 9 base hits. Struck out 5, walked 1, allowed 4 runs, all earned, hit 2 batters. Michael Newstifter came on in the 7th, threw 23 pitches, 14 for strikes. In 1 inning of work, surrendered 2 base hits, struck out 1, 1 walk, 2 runs, only 1 of them earned. It all adds up to a 6-2 win for the Jaguars. Time now to take a look at some of the individual hitting numbers. And here's my partner, Ryan Mueller.
Let's take a look at the Hebron Hawks to start us off. Derek Mueller, number 1 hole. Mueller was 1 for 3 in the contest, a single in the 6th. Also came around to score in that same inning. Justin Rath in the 2 spot. Rath was 0 for 3. He did reach base on an error there in the 4th. Struck out against Kyle Johnston there, and B.J. Myers there in the 6th. Michael Newstifter, he hit the 3 hole. Newstifter was 1 for 3, a double and a run score there in the 6th. The run scored was Evan Alexander, who was his courtesy runner in that inning. Travis Stone, 4-hole hitter, 0 for 3 tonight. Drew Roth, in the 5 spot. Roth was 0 for 3, but he did reach base twice on errors in the 4th and 6th innings. Zach Deloach hit 6th. Deloach was 0 for 2 with a walk, a pair of strikeouts, both of those against B.J. Myers. For Brandon Kozlowski, he was 0 for 2, a strikeout in the contest, shared time at the plate with Alec Davis in that 7-hole. And then in the 8th spot, it was Blake McCown, who was 0 for 1 in the contest as he grounded out there in the 3rd inning. Shared time at the plate with Sam Flood, who struck out looking in the 5th. And then Jordan Vanderhayden hit there in the 7th inning and struck out against Kyle Johnston. Josh Abelos in the 9th spot, 0 for 1, a strikeout looking against B.J. Myers. And then you also had Derek Hester hit. Hester hit in the 5th inning, grounded out. And then also there in the 7th inning, nice job by Kyle Johnston to strike out the batter. And that's it, 1 through 9 for the Hebron Hawks. For the Flower Mound Jaguars, Connor Wanhanen in the number 1 spot. Wanhanen in this contest, 0 for 3 in the contest. He was hit by the pitch. Reached base twice, though. 3 times in the contest. A couple on fielder's choices there in the 7th and 3rd innings. Skylar Cox hit 2nd. Cox was 0 for 3 in the contest with a walk. Did reach base on a fielder's choice, so reached base twice in the contest. Mitch Andrews hit 3rd. Andrews, by the way, was 0 for 3 in the contest. Fielder's choice back in the 1st, also worked a walk in the 7th. Sean Weimer hit 4th. Weimer had a big night. He was 4 for 4, had a pair of, 3 singles, a couple of RBIs. He also had a double there in the 4th and a run scored. Tim Millard hit 5th. Millard was 2 for 4. He had a pair of singles, scored there in the 4th inning. Noah Hill hit 6th, and Noah Hill was 2 for 4, a pair of singles, 1 in the 7th and 1 in the 4th, also scored in that 4th inning. Ryan Sloma hit 7th. Sloma was 1 for 3, an RBI single coming there in the 4th, also scored thanks to Casey Jacobson. Jacobson with a big night in the 8th spot. He was 3 for 3, had a pair of RBIs, that RBI single in the 4th, 3 hits in the contest, and credit him, check that, Chad Paris with a stolen base there in the 6th inning. Jamison Hanna in the 9th spot. He was 0 for 2, a pair of strikeouts, and he was hit by the pitch. And check that, I'll take that back. 0 for 1 with a hit by a pitch as Thornquist hit for him there in the 6th. And that's the way it looks for the Jaguars and the Hawks offensively. Thomas.
Take a look at the district standings after the ball game tonight. Marcus in first place, 9-2. Jaguars a game and a half back, 8-4 in district play. Coppell, game and a half behind the Jags, 6-5 for the Cowboys. For Hebron, they're now 2 full games behind Flower Mound, and Flower Mound winning the season series 2-1. Hebron, half game up on Louisville, who's 5-6, and then Denton Ryan still looking for their first district win. So tomorrow night we have the good ball game on Champion Sports Radio. We do not have the Louisville-Denton Ryan game. Instead, we have Marcus and Coppell facing off at Marauder Field, and it is going to be a dynamite contest. If Coppell is able to get the victory in that one, that's going to really knot things up, and you'll have 1 game difference between Marcus, Flower Mound, Coppell, and Hebron heading into the final 2 games of the season. Louisville, assuming they win tomorrow night, then they would be tied for Hebron for the 4 spot, and everybody 1 game apart. That's if Coppell wins tomorrow night. It's amazing with all the baseball that we've played, halfway through the 12th game of the season here, so to speak, because 2 games tomorrow night, 1 game tonight in district play. It's just crazy how airtight this district still is.
Yeah, and we said that at the beginning of the season. It's going to be a dogfight. Everybody's going to play each other close, and it'll be further from the truth right now, the way these teams are playing. And it seems, though, that Marcus has gotten off to a start better than anybody. And I think that the coaches have the mentality right now, Thomas, is that, look, I don't really care what our record is. Obviously, we wouldn't be on the top half, but we want to be playing our best ball right now. And I think you're seeing that for Flower Mound, especially after this win against Hebron.
And you can say that for Hebron, too, after beating Coppell and one of the other top pitchers in the district, in Elliott for the Cowboys. I mean, they had a lot of momentum coming into this ball game here tonight. Just that one big inning, kind of things unraveled, and it was really an at-bat by Sean Weimer I don't think we talked enough about. With one out in the fourth, he steps to the plate, gets to a 2-2 count, fouls off 3 more pitches before doubling, and that's what started the string of 5 consecutive base hits for the Jaguars. And anytime anybody at this level is going to be able to put together a string of knocks like that, you're going to have success. You're going to plate runs. And for the Jaguars, it's what they've been looking to do now for a couple of weeks when they were in a little bit of a slump there. And it's nice to see the way that they bounce back from that. And tonight they really, you could see each at-bat, the difference in the confidence of the players in each other, knowing that something is going to come around, and we've got a pitching staff that's as deep and as talented as the one the Jaguars have. That could lead to a long, long playoff run.
Yeah, and I would say, they're firing on all cylinders. Yes, what's good from the lineup is that you've got the lower part of that lineup hitting and coming in through in the clutch. As you mentioned, those hits after Weimer, Millard, Hillett, Sloma, Jacobson, they all did well. Pitching, it's just lights out. P.J. Myers and Kyle Johnson are fantastic. And defensively, I think, a couple of errors tonight, but the focus is there for Flower Mound. They definitely have turned things around, and they're headed in the right direction.
Meanwhile, for the Hebron Hawks, I know it's a tough one to swallow, but next week you've got a great opportunity to go out there and earn that playoff spot that they have played so hard to get throughout the season. And let's just say hypothetically that Hebron ends up in the 4 spot. They make the playoffs, and they're going to have to go up against the champions of 6-5A, which looks like it's going to be Colleyville Heritage right now, even though they're bundled at the top 2, just a game apart, the top of that grouping in that district as well. But I love Hebron's chances against anybody, including the champions out of 6-5A. They're so talented. They're so gifted. They've got different arms to throw at you in a series, and they're gritty and tough, just like their head coach. And I expect, that if they get into the playoffs, I like whoever the 4 spot is in 5-5A, but especially if it's Hebron with the combination of Stone and Roth to be able to go out there and make something happen. Yeah, they do. They have some big bats, and I think Michael Newstifter is a great talent. We saw that tonight against some of the best pitchers in the Metroplex. So, and we do say it every year, Thomas, that doesn't matter who Coach Stone has in his arsenal, he's going to get the best out of his players. They're a scrappy bunch, and they're going to be right in the thick of things here as we head down the stretch. All right, final thoughts here, partner, as we are coming down the home stretch. Just 2 games left for Hebron and Flower Mound in the regular season. I just think there's a lot left, Coach. I liked Coach Wallace's mentality. He goes, there's still a lot to play for no matter who you are in the district, and it just makes it all that much more exciting when playoff time comes, because these teams beating up on each other, as talented as they are, they're going to be well prepared when you get into the playoffs. That'll do it for us here tonight. Special thanks to our broadcast crew, cameraman extraordinaire, the doctor, Alex Sterling, fighting through the injury and still stepping up to the plate, knocking it out of the park tonight. For my broadcast partner, Ryan Mueller, my name is Thomas Lee. Thank you so much for tuning into the broadcast tonight. Your final score, once again, Flower Mound 6, Hebron 2. Jaguars 6 runs on 11 hits, 3 errors, 6 left on base. For the Hawks, 2 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 4 left on. Tomorrow night, it's Coppell and Marcus. And next Thursday, we've got more great high school baseball action, including the Mound Showdown Part 3, the Jaguars hosting the Marcus Marauders. Have a wonderful Easter weekend, folks. For all of us at Champion Sports Radio, I'm Thomas Lee. We'll see you next time.